Whenever I need to send roses that are guaranteed to make someone's day, the only place I trust is 1-800-Flowers.com. With 1-800-Flowers, my friends and family always receive stunning, high-quality bouquets that they absolutely love. Right now, when you buy a dozen multicolored roses, 1-800-Flowers will double your bouquet to 2 dozen roses. To claim this special double roses offer, go to 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast. That's 1-800-Flowers.com/podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Crime in Sports.
Yay!
Oh, yay indeed, Jimmy. Yay indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us today on another crazy edition of Crime in Sports. We're picking up again with Billy Martin, who,
Yes.
oh, man, he's going to end up in the Army. He's going to be fighting that. It's quite the wild time we have for Billy. Guess what? He'll be fighting more.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
I don't
know.
A couple more dead heifers, maybe?
Spoiler alert here, but he'll fight even more. We'll get to that and more. First of all, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com.
Oh, yeah.
Pick up some tickets for Small Town Murder live shows. Get your tickets for Seattle on October the 18th. The 17th is Portland. That's sold out. The 18th, still a few more tickets left there at the Moore, so get in there. It's a beautiful theater. Come see us. And then get your tickets for the virtual live show,
There we go.
which I think it's the day before Halloween. It's the Thursday
it is.
before.
Yep.
It's October 30th. So get your tickets for that. It's just like a regular live show, except you don't have to go anywhere. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
And it'll be available for 2 weeks after that to watch 100 times, or, if you want to wait a few days and watch it, do whatever you want with it. It'll be available for 2 weeks. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Also, get yourself some Patreon. Patreon.com/crimeinsports. That's how you get all the bonus material. Anybody $5 a month or above, you're going to get hundreds of episodes that you've never heard before, back catalog episodes of bonus stuff, and then you get new stuff every other week. One Crime in Sports, one Small Town Murder, and you get it all.
Yes,
this week, for Crime in Sports, we're going to talk about those old MTV Rock and Jock specials.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to see, Gary Payton steal the ball from Marky Mark, this is your opportunity. We're going to talk all about that. It's a lot of fun. And then for Small Town Murder, we're going to talk about that documentary Unknown Number that people have been begging us to talk about, because
What a story, Mark.
we got to make fun of that lady a lot. So that's patreon.com/crimeinsports. And you get everything we do, Small Town Murder, Your Stupid Opinions, and Crime in Sports, all ad-free with your Patreon subscription as well. It's really nice. And you get a shout out at the end of the show, too.
Absolutely.
It's all we have. You'd open our trunk, it's empty afterwards. We gave it all away. It's all there.
Find somebody that does it better.
That's it. For $5, that's what we got. So
They don't do it.
there we go. That said, let's do this. Let us jump into Billy Martin here. We're going to start out in January of 1954. Billy and Mickey Mantle had just killed some cows. Billy killed some cows, I should say. Yeah.
Billy's the cow killer.
And we've heard from a lot of people that this story is, other people have told this story in different ways. It might be an apocryphal story. I don't know. But Mickey Mantle's been telling it since like 1963 on every talk show ever. So I don't know. We're going to, Billy is crazy enough to do this, so we'll give it to him. Now, January 15th, 1954 is the day after Joe DiMaggio married Marilyn Monroe in San Francisco.
Yep.
So Billy's hardship deferral from the Army, remember, because he was drafted to go fight in Korea.
Right.
It was withdrawn by the Selective Service Board in Berkeley.
Really?
So Billy was reclassified as 1A, which meant the Army could draft him anytime they wanted to. And if that happened, he would be obligated to report for duty within 2 weeks of that. So,
right now,
if you're in the middle of a pennant race and they call you up,
don't sell you.
That's crazy. He had already served 6 months in 1950, but the requirement is 2 years. So he's got another year and a half to go.
Yep.
So 1954 in February here, the headline is Billy Martin heading into the Army in March, which is spring training for baseball.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Not good.
Yeah. So they're talking about that Billy is going to be he's going in for the second time. He's he's got all these accolades, World Series MVP and everything like that. He's appealing listing 5 dependents, and the draft board this week turned him down. And they said that he will probably report for induction in March, which is a month before the baseball season. That leaves second base open to that Jerry Coleman guy who took the job from to begin with. So Martin said he wasn't certain whether he would again appeal his reclassification. He has the right to, if at least one member of the draft board voted for him. However, they didn't disclose the vote, so we don't know.
Okay.
He said, I don't plan on doing anything right now. He said he was puzzled by the board's actions of doing this right now. Yeah, he said, I've got 5 dependents now, and they let me out of the Army because I had 4 dependents at that time. He said, now I have 5, and they're putting me in.
Yeah, I got more dependents than before. I don't know. Maybe they're all just Dodgers fans.
That's possible.
Yeah.
That's possible. Oh, the Dodgers were still in Brooklyn at that point, so they'd have no reason to have California, because this was in Berkeley this happened.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So Billy lists as his dependents his estranged wife, Lois, his daughter, his sister, who's 13, his mother, and his stepfather. And he said, I'll go happily if they can figure out some way to support my dependents.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not going to let everybody starve for that. Now, here we go. There's a big sale under this, by the way.
Oh, what is it?
Big sale in 1954. Here it is, everybody. Under new ownership, this store is
brand new place,
saved during this weekend sale. You can get a wastebasket for 59 cents.
That's a deal.
That's a deal. They were $1.20. Now they're 59 cents. So
I think I paid $12.99 for mine.
I'm telling you, man, inflation's crazy since the 50s. So February 25th, 1954, Billy is seeking a larger salary.
Okay.
And he's telling the Yankees that he's going to stay home unless they give him more money, basically.
He's going to hold out.
He's going to hold out. He said, I haven't signed a contract yet, which, by the way, back then was the only way to get more money, because otherwise they'd just say, well, sign this contract, because you had no agents or anything. So it was real weird. Martin, who's holding out for a big increase in pay, said, every time I've talked to the Yankees, they remind me of my .257 batting average last year. Yeah.
I don't know if you've earned it, man.
I don't know. You're only World Series MVP. Not sure you earned it.
Yeah.
He got $12,500 the last year and wants about $22,000 this upcoming season.
It seems worth it, doesn't it?
Which is still, if even adjusted for inflation, way less than anybody makes now.
Yeah.
As the minimum salary. So he said, the Yankees want to talk about my batting average, but the more we talk about that, the further apart we get on salary terms. Right. After all, I led the league in double plays with 121. I was the only man on the Yankee club to play every game, and I played 2 positions, second and short. In the batting order, I was either leadoff or 8th, yet I drove in 75 runs. That was more than Hank Bauer drove in, who's humongous. I missed first place in fielding to Cleveland's Bobby Avila by 1 percentage point, and I was 6th in the American League in my slugging percentage, which is huge. You hit 257, it doesn't matter, but he's slugging, so he's on base all the time, and he's getting doubles and extra base hits.
Right, defense wins championships, babe.
That's it. Well, and extra base hits. Yeah. He said, but the front office still wants to talk about my .257 batting average, even though I had a bad hand and couldn't grip the bat for 6 weeks. With my bad hand and all, I batted leadoff on our 18-game winning streak.
Oh.
And then also the World Series, obviously.
Yeah.
And Martin said he's been told to confer with the assistant general manager, Roy Hamey. He said, I'm supposed to talk to Hamey until we wear each other out. Then I guess I'll talk to George Weiss, the general manager, who makes all the deals and signs the contracts. Yeah. And he said, and then he's also waiting to go into the armed forces. He says, I'm not going to argue about that, but I just can't sign the contracts the Yankees have offered me so far. Mm-hmm. So there's that. Now he's going to be inducted. Mm-hmm. His induction notice arrives at the Yankee spring training complex in early March. Yeah.
He got drafted while he's at Yankee Stadium.
Standing there in pinstripes.
Wow.
Well, in the spring training, but still. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Still, Casey Stengel said, miss him. Certainly I'm going to miss him. Why, the kid's been terrific. Sure, he told off the owners. He also let George Weiss have it, and he had me seeing red. But he made us like it because he proved he could do everything we thought he couldn't do on that ball field. They haven't recovered from that yet, what he did to them in Brooklyn last year in October. I think he would have had his greatest year this season. Wow. Billy tells the reporters, the Yanks will do all right. Please say so long to the Dodgers for me. They're on their own now.
Nah.
So, yeah, Billy is called in for Army duty, and that's interesting. You're not going to see a reigning World Series MVP be called in for Army duty very much nowadays.
Well, I don't think he's a citizen.
Yeah, no shit.
Is Shohei not a citizen? Did he get it last year? He had to have.
I don't know. It was probably Aaron Judge. If not him, it was Judge.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Imagine Aaron Judge getting drafted into the fucking Army right now.
Yeah, not happening.
It's not happening.
No.
So the draft notice held up weak to save notice is the headline here. The mother of baseball star Billy Martin said today she got the Yankee second baseman's draft induction notice a week ago, quote, but I just didn't have the heart to tell him about it until today.
Yeah.
That is fucking funny. So then she said, I knew he had been called before and before he left for spring training, but he already had so many worries. I just didn't have the heart to tell him. Jesus Christ. So March 7th, 1954, Billy's leaving the Yankees, it says, with some sadness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go fight.
Yeah, I got to go. Yeah, I got to go in the Army now. Billy said, I don't know how long I'm going in for. I just report to my draft board in San Francisco for induction Monday. I've had about 5.5 months in the infantry the other time in 1951. Yeah. I thought that if I served 6 months, he wouldn't be called back. He's only a few months short of 26, which would have kept him from being called back if he was 26.
Wow.
So he got a dependency discharge from the first ones. Now he has even more. And, yeah.
He's so young.
Stengel said it's pretty tough on that kid. He overcame a lot of handicaps to make this club. Jesus, handicaps. The first hitch in the Army, the broken leg in spring training here 2 years ago, made quite a boy, too. That pop fly he caught in the 1952 series and then the 12 hits he got in last year's series. He's a take charge type of player, a fighter, and smart. We were talking with an umpire about plays the other day. He said, how about that one where the ball hit an umpire and it cost us a game last year? Martin asked him. The umpire explained the play, and he said, is that in the rule book? Martin asked, and the ump said no. And Billy said, then there ought to be. That ought to be in there. He said, Martin will fight anybody, Casey said. And he said, and if he doesn't win, he'll have some sound reason why he didn't. It's fucking funny. So they said, Billy, are you sure there weren't some Brooklyn fans on your draft board? There you go. Just like you said here. That was a joke. And he grinned here. They all laughed about it. No, but there he is. He's going in. March 9th, 1954. He's actually inducted into the Army. And he said, I'll be a good soldier and do anything they ask me. If they say no baseball, it's okay. I didn't play a game for Fort Ord when I was down there for 5 months the last time, but went through basic training without protesting like any other Joe.
Yep.
That's what he said. So he's ready to go. I don't know what the fuck he's thinking. What are they thinking? Why do you want Billy Martin in the Army? He's
a menace.
Imagine being the guy in charge of him, having to deal with him. I mean, Jesus Christ.
He's a down son of a bitch. He'll shoot the cows if you need him to.
Yeah, but not if he's in the brig. You know what I mean? Not if he's being held for punching his commanding officer while he was shit-faced.
He's going to start some fights.
It's going to be interesting, yeah. Captain Jones, who's his commanding officer, said Martin is all set to go, but O'Neill must complete his processing and undergo a physical examination before we can induct him. Well, as we're not authorized to discharge men here, we would be in a pretty mess if we swore in a man for the benefit of cameramen and he later was rejected for physical or other reasons. Okay. Wow. So there's still, I don't know why. Again, why?
Where did he go to? Did he go to Korea?
No, I don't think so. We'll see here. Billy said by the time the bus reaches Oh, that was later. Okay, so after Martin had been photographed alone, they brought in O'Neill, Young Men's Institute eager, who will never miss a free trip to Denver with the Examiner champs next week because of his induction. Take your pocket out of your hand and stand up straight, ordered a veteran sergeant, as pictures were snapped of Mike, Billy, and Captain Jones. Okay. Now they said that now put both your hands in your pockets. So they're just making sure he's following directions, I think, is all it is. So anyway, Billy's in the goddamn Army, which is absolutely nuts there. So April 27th, 1954, Martin's request for an Army discharge is opposed.
Uh-oh.
So he's formally requesting
Yeah.
a discharge.
And they said no.
Yeah. They said the draft board investigated the situation before they redrafted him. Besides, Martin came to camp driving a baby blue Cadillac. Anyone with a car like that can't be broke. That's Major General Robert McClure telling
I don't know.
newspapermen.
Maybe he is because he spent it all on a baby blue Cadillac. You don't know his finances.
Well, either way, he has to fucking support 5 people, so it doesn't matter if he buys a Cadillac. He needs a car.
You can't buy 5 steaks every day.
That is ridiculous. They said as a private, he'll get $80 a month.
Yeah, that can't do it.
And $135 a month for dependents. But he said in addition to supporting his mother, sister, and stepfather, he must by court order pay $150 a month to his estranged wife for herself and the daughter. So he's like, make that math work.
It doesn't work, guys.
Yeah, he said so. Yeah, that's what he wants. He told McClure said the final decision on Martin's application will be made by a 6th Army headquarters in San Francisco. He told of Martin's case while defending himself against charges that he and Fort Ord have overemphasized athletes and coddled athletes. They said they've coddled them. Well, at least they're making them go. Weird. The general said, for the first time in 40 years, I'm collecting a little interest on the principle of the Marines. They have that wonderfully stirring cry, once a Marine, always a Marine, and it's based on the wonderful athletic teams the Corps always had. And he talks about those kind of guys. So he said, athletics are a big part of this, but, we're not going to let guys do whatever they want just because they're athletes, which they kind of do.
That's kind of the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah. So Casey Stengel misses. It's by May he really misses Billy Martin.
Oh?
He said there's only one thing this club misses, and it's Billy Martin.
Yeah.
He said, just look at the standings. That'll answer any question. He said, that's easy. Billy Martin, he was more than just a second baseman. He knew what was going to happen at all times. Billy even helped me manage if I didn't watch him too closely. Billy keeps everybody on edge. When a player like him also keeps the opponents on edge, nobody can say we won't miss him. He said, wish second base was as good as the first base situation. There are 3 men that are going to play in second base. They're kind of rotating they're rotating a cabal of people at second base who aren't Billy Martin. So May 26th, 1954, the Army has promised to find out for congressional investigators whether Billy Martin was subjected to Army discrimination because he was a baseball player.
Oh.
So on one hand, they're saying he got special treatment. Then they're saying, he was discriminated. He was actually given shittier treatment. They were
harsher on us, yeah.
Very strange. They said they requested this. Martin wrote the chairman of the House Armed Services Subcommittee that because of his standing in the sports world, he'd been barred from trying out for the post-baseball team at Fort Ord and had been granted fewer passes than the other soldiers. Interesting. The subcommittee earlier this month investigated the careers of 10 athletes in uniform, among them Martin. So they said they contended that the men have been coddled, and the Army gave assurances it would not discriminate neither for or against sports stars.
Very interesting.
Fair enough. Apparently, here's an article from right after that where they say Billy Martin's contention that he's the victim of coddling in reverse policy by the Army gets a hearty second from Pacific. I don't know, Pacific? What is it? PFC? Oh, PFC is private. Okay, private first class. Chippy Kender, former HHS athlete who was stationed at Camp Carson, he said that writing to this department, Chippy says, I feel, along with the whole 167th Regiment team, that Martin is really getting a bad deal. I saw him yesterday, and although I didn't speak with him, I could sense his downheartedness about the deal he's getting. He didn't tell me anything, but I can really feel people. I really hope he stays here and can play ball with the team I'm on or against us, because he would be a great asset to baseball at the camp. Okay, interesting. June 11th, 1954, a Army committee finds that Billy Martin was treated fairly by the Army.
We did an investigation. We found it was very fair.
They found his complaint was without justification.
Huh.
That's what they said. He was mad that he couldn't play and that he didn't get as many passes as everybody else. But the subcommittee rejected Martin's contention based on a report from Brigadier General Herbert B. Powell, the Army Deputy Personnel Chief. This guy said no soldiers in training at Fort Ord are permitted to try out for post-athletic teams. Those teams are for permanent party soldiers only. However, he said other sports activities were available to trainees, including Martin. And he said the passes, they normally were granted at the end of the 4th, 5th, and 6th and 7th weeks of training. Martin had only 6 weeks of training since he'd been in service before. However, he got weekend passes for the end of his 4th, 5th, and 6th weeks. So he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Quit bitching. Quit bitching and have a low ball like this ad. Check this out.
What do we got? What's
this
a low
guy,
ball?
I know, not a high ball, a low
Lord
ball.
Calvert.
It's getting some Calvert in there.
Calvert. A low ball, bottom shelf liquor.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a high ball, but real low barrel.
With shit booze.
Shit booze. It is not even a mid-shelf ball. This is a
This is a low ball. This one's in the dirt.
It says everybody's asking for the new Calvert low ball. Tastier, less filling, smoother going down. Yeah. Ask your barman for the new, more satisfying, flavor-rich Calvert low ball, a short high ball, it says in parentheses. Right. It's easy to make at home, too, but be sure you use Calvert for that extra smoothness going down. And it's 2 ice cubes, a generous jigger of Calvert, a splash. You know what a jigger is. Don't act like you don't know what that is. It's the little,
the metal triangle thing.
Yeah, little shot glass, the measurer.
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, bar shit.
It's shot glass thing.
You never worked in a bar?
No, not behind the bar. No,
or anywhere, a restaurant, or whatever. No one ever.
I just pour it into a cup and go,
jigger.
That's enough.
Yeah. So a generous jigger of Calvert, a splash of your favorite mixer, trim with a twist of lemon peel if you wish.
Yeah.
So they don't even tell you what to put in it. It's
just booze on rocks. That's it.
Just pretty much booze on rocks. A splash of your favorite mixer.
Oh,
whatever
anything.
That may be.
Anything is a low ball.
Literally anything is a low ball. Mix this shit till it's palatable enough to get down your throat, and then that's a low ball.
Whatever one makes Lord Calvert okay enough to drink.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
So Billy Martin, August 21st, 1954, Martin, ex-Yankee star, to perform in feature game tonight. Mm-hmm. Western Kansas's crack baseball club, the Goodland Tigers, will make their first appearance tonight in the 20th Annual National Championship Baseball Tournament in Wichita. They will meet Illinois number 1, a semi-pro club, the Chicago Koskies, with the winner of that game opening the night session Sunday at 5:45 in a second-round game. Playing for Goodland will be none other than Private Billy Martin.
Private Billy Martin.
Old Private Billy here. So August 31st, 1954, Billy Martin to lead Army team in tournament. So they're very excited about that.
Yep.
So 1954, the Yankees they don't win the pennant this year.
No.
You notice they've won it every other year.
Billy. Yep.
They're missing Billy. It's just, it doesn't work for him. So
clubhouse guy too.
He's huge. He's all the energy. He's your
morale.
Spark plug.
He's everything. Yeah.
He's your spark plug on and off the field. So he doesn't play in 54. December 9th, 1954. Here, there's a guy. This is fucking funny. Billy Hunter, the Yankees' new shortstop, said today that he had no intention of playing second fiddle to either Rizzuto or Billy Martin.
Oh.
World Series MVP
or Hall of Famer,
Major League MVP at times. I'm not taking anything away from either of them. He said, but I'm just letting them both know that I'm out for that first string job. Well, good for you, Chief. He said, since being traded by Baltimore, along with pitchers Bob Turley and Don Larson. So in this deal, they got Don Larson, who threw the perfect game in the World Series in 56. So that's pretty cool. He was a throw-in. They said that the outspoken 26-year-old Billy has heard a number of stories. He was told, first of all, that Martin was to be shifted from second base to shortstop when he comes back from the Army. Okay. This guy also heard that the Yankees plan to send him to their Denver farm team for more seasoning. And Hunter read a story quoting Phil Rizzuto as saying that he thought the Yankees lost a fine shortstop in Willie Miranda, who they gave up in the deal with the Orioles. So Billy Hunter, this guy said, in my mind, I'm a big league shortstop, and that's where I plan to be for a while yet.
You betcha. Yeah.
So I'll go in and piss off all the mainstay veterans with hands full of rings on this team. About Rizzuto's statement, Hunter said, I was surprised to read Phil's reaction, but I don't care what he thinks. You can tell him for me that I'm going to be working my brains out to try and play 154 games at shortstop for the Yankees. Wow. Phil's like, that's nice.
Brains out I've never heard of.
I've never heard that.
That's very cool.
I think he's been hit in the head a couple of times, this guy. He said, Rizzuto or Martin may win the job, but brother, they'll know they've been in a battle. I know this is a great opportunity for me, and you can bet I'll make the most of it. Yeah. So there he goes. He said, in the article says, in the field, Hunter is slicker than a card sharp on the old Mississippi steamboats.
Okay.
And if he can boost his batting average 20 or 30 points, no one will be able to move him out of the lineup. Even Casey Stengel admits that. December 30th, 1954, article, Billy Martin thrives on Army life.
Oh.
Okay. He's up 10 pounds, they said. Not scrawny anymore. And he said he attributes most of his improvement to regular eating habits.
Yeah,
and he's also kept in shape as a trainer and assistant coach of the camp football team. Yeah. All righty. Now, Phil Rizzuto announced his retirement from baseball here.
He's done, huh?
He's done. Yeah. That's why he's been an announcer since the goddamn late 50s. That's why he was done playing real early. Hey, everybody. Just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you how to get better wireless for way less money with Mint Mobile.
Oh, mintmobile.com.
Absolutely. What are you doing out there, people? What do you got? A non-Mint Mobile deal? Why is that? Why would you do that? If you're still overpaying for this, it's ridiculous, and you're just doing it wrong. You're just throwing money out the window. At Mint Mobile, their favorite words are no. That's their favorite word. No. Yeah, no contract. No monthly bills. No overages. No hidden fees. No BS. None of that stuff. That's why we said yes and made the switch, and we get our premium wireless for just $15 a month. Yeah. Ditch the overpriced wireless plan, and there are all these crazy monthly bills with overages you don't expect and all this hidden fees and that stuff. No. Plans start at $15 a month at Mint. All plans come with high-speed data, unlimited talk and text, delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You will never be somewhere where your phone's not going to work.
No.
It's not some weird little company with nothing going. They have a huge network. Your phone always works. It's going to work just like if you're on another network, except you're going to pay way less. It's silly to have any other provider. Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts. It's that easy. It really is. Ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/crimeinsports. That's mintmobile.com/crimeinsports. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited new time customer offer for first 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details.
Now back to the show.
Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you how to dress better with Quince.
Quince.com. QUINCE.com.
You know, they're the best, this Quince. I love all the stuff they have, and the weather's cooling off now. You got to swap out your summer gear for your fall and winter gear. That's just how you do it. We need some sleeves and some legs on your stuff now. You need warm, durable, built-to-last items, and Quince, they deliver every time with wardrobe staples that'll carry you right through this season and into the next one. Quince has all the kinds of fall staples that you'll not only want to wear, but want to keep wearing over and over again. They have 100% Mongolian cashmere from just $60. Wow. That's crazy. Classic fit denim, real leather and wool outerwear that looks sharp and holds up. They have this cool that I'm looking at now, this cool suede trucker jacket, perfect for layering and looks casual, but also like you put yourself together right. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's good stuff. By partnering directly with ethical factories and top artisans, Quince goes and cuts out all those middlemen to deliver premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Nice. And it's true. Their prices are fantastic. I bought a bunch of stuff. I have a leather jacket that I'm breaking out for the fall, some pants, some shirts, Jimmie's head-to-toe linen from these people. We like it. They have so much good stuff at Quince. You really need to go over and check it out. You can do it too. Layer up this fall with pieces that feel as good as they look. Go to quince.com/crimeinsports for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/crimeinsports for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/crimeinsports.
Now back to the show.
They said they're talking about shifting Martin to shortstop and all that. Billy said, I'll play any place the Yanks want me. Shortstop, second, third, it's all baseball.
Yes.
Don't give a shit. That's it. He talked about also that Mickey Mantle has gone sullen since Billy's been gone.
Is that right?
He misses his buddy.
He's depressed.
Yep. And he said, Billy said this, he's just a big country boy who likes to be left alone.
Just a country boy.
He said Mickey doesn't like to talk to the writers and mingle with the crowds. That's just his nature. But that doesn't make him. But does that make him sullen? Yes, Mickey is. He's not like that with his friends, but he's very like that with everybody else. He's an asshole to people who he doesn't know, basically. So January 16th, 1955, Billy Martin tries his hand at basketball.
Where?
This is crazy. Coach Dick Swan of Fort Carson's team says Martin is one of the best one-handed shots on the squad. One-handed shot. That's the 50s. What a different sport it was.
Shot? I don't know.
One-handed, not a set.
Just launching it up there, yeah.
Martin will manage the Fort Carson baseball team until he gets his discharge. Wow. Okay, so he said he'll join the Yankees immediately. The Yankees are awaiting his return from the Army here as well. They're very, very excited to get him back at some point, because they didn't even make the goddamn playoffs. So Billy Martin, February 18th, 1955, Billy Martin to shortstop now is the headline. Billy Martin of the Yankees, a second baseman by trade, will play shortstop for the Fort Carson, Colorado baseball team this spring. It's not the Yankees, but yeah. So now March 1st, 1955, Billy Martin getting set to report to Yankees.
Here we go.
He's all ready to go. He's not due for discharge until late spring. The exact date is unknown, but he is ready to go, he said. He can't wait to get back there. Doesn't care where they play him. They could play him in fucking left field. Wherever. He's thrilled. So now they're saying Army reports Billy Martin gets discharge in October, which is the end of the playoffs. Yeah, that's not good. They said he won't be playing this summer, the Army announced. October 6th. They're like, right after the season ends, then you can come back and play. So that's insane. They said that will get him out in October, nothing he could do. So April 8th, 1955 here. Billy, let's talk about this. Yankee second baseman Billy Martin, now stationed at Fort Carson, Colorado, and manager of the service team, hasn't lost any vocal talents. Here, the fiery chap vehemently protests a base call. So here he is for the Fort Carson team arguing with an umpire, getting all in his face. It's fucking hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Even in the Army, it doesn't even matter. June 23rd, 1955, Billy Martin is now going to be promoted. He's now a corporal.
Great.
Corporal Billy.
Getting himself a new retirement.
Oh, yeah, getting him a little more on that pension. August 30th, 1955, Martin going east to join the Yankees, but not for World Series. The Army allows him a 30-day leave.
Really?
That is fucking insane. They granted him a 30-day leave. This furlough will expire at midnight on September 28th, the day the World Series is scheduled to open. God
is he
damn
play?
It. That's what they're wondering. What the hell's going to happen here? They said that I don't see much of a chance of Martin getting out to play during that period, is what his commanding officer said. That's what he said. Casey Stengel said, I wouldn't want to guess what Casey Stengel might do. Who knows? He might throw him right back out there. He loves him. You never know. 1955 New York Yankees are 96-58, first in the American League. They're going to go to the World Series this year and lose to the Dodgers. This was the big exciting thing for the Dodgers here. Because I think this was shot heard around the world and all that shit this year.
Really? What
I
year
believe
is this?
55. I thought that was Robbie Thompson's shot heard around the world. So this was kind of Brooklyn. It was in 7 games this series, too. Good series. Real good fucking series this year. Yeah. Billy Martin not doing much this year, though, obviously. He doesn't get to play. So that kind of sucks a little bit. September 4th, 1955, Martin stars in Yankee debut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's back. They only have him for a month, but they're going to put him in there.
Yeah.
And Billy said, I feel a better, what is this? It's so hard to read. Oh, hitter. I thought it said bitter. It's an old newspaper.
I'm a bitter hitter.
I was like, a better bitter? What the fuck does that mean? I feel like a better hitter now than when I went away. I got really good wood on that double.
Yeah.
Good for you, boy. You get your wood on that shit. Stengel said, at last we have a hitting shortstop.
Yep.
There we go. September 2nd, batting third and playing shortstop. He was in the Yankees lineup for the first time since the 53 World Series. Billy addressed the team in a players-only meeting. He talked about how his absence from the Yankees had been a blow to his finances.
Sure.
He said, I had to sell my Cadillac and my father's car back home to get by this year.
Oh, no.
He said, I'm broke. Broke, you hear me? I'm broke and we're playing like we're trying to lose. We have to get into this World Series. We have to. I need the money.
Yeah.
So Billy, in that game that followed, Billy stroked a single and got good wood. There's really
so good.
Very sexual stuff going on here with Billy. And a double and a 4-2 win, stroked a single and a double, 4-2 win over the Senators. The New York Times ran a picture of that day's winning pitcher, Whitey Ford, flanked by Billy and Mickey, who hit a long home run. The Three Musketeers were reunited. And I'm sure they didn't go out and get drunk after the game at all.
Sure they did not.
Sure they did not. So 55, Billy plays in 20 games, has 70 at-bats, hits 300 with 1 home run and 9 RBI. They're just happy to have him there.
Yeah.
They won the pennant, and his furlough was extended for the 55 World Series. Not bad. That's really great. He hit 320 with 4 runs during the series, but the Yankees lose to the Dodgers in 7 games, and Martin was mad at himself, he said.
Sure.
Yeah. In the 4th inning of a game, the Dodgers led 1-0. Billy tied the game with an RBI single to left field. The next batter, Ed Robinson, was hit by a pitch which advanced Billy to second base and loaded the bases. With pitcher Tommy Byrne at the plate, Billy had a clear view of Brooklyn catcher Roy Campanella's signals, knowing that Billy would steal your signals if he could.
Yeah.
Every Yankees batter watched Billy closely when he was on second base, watching him to relay a signal. After 2 pitches, Billy deciphered Campanella's signal pattern and removed his cap, the signal to Byrne that he could forecast the pitches for him. I got this.
I know it's coming.
This is awesome. The Yankees had a preset code in this instance. If Billy raised his right leg before the pitch, it was a fastball. If he raised his left leg, it was a curve. The 2-2 pitch was a fastball, as Billy had predicted, and Byrne laced it to center field for a 2-run single, and the Yankees won the game. That's what Billy does. Shit like that. And I know they had the whole, thing with fucking Houston and all that, but that was involving other people.
Yeah. If you got one dude on base figuring it out,
if you can steal the signs on base, sorry, don't fucking make your signs so obvious. Change them up. Get a different indicator. There's a million ways to change your signs up. And,
you got a guy whose job it is only to do that. That's pretty fucking.
That's what I mean. If you have a guy in the other team does that before the series, you go, hey, when Billy Martin's on base, we're going to do a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Work it out. What is wrong with you?
Change it up. Yeah. We speak Hohokam tonight.
Yeah, exactly. October 6th, 1955. Billy Martin has series top batting average anyway.
Oh.
So that's nice. Yeah. He's doing well there. He's discharged from the Army later in October, having been awarded the Good Conduct Medal.
Is that right?
Which is hilarious for Billy Martin to get a Good Conduct Medal. It's the only time in his life he gets any medal, any meritorious acclaim for good conduct.
Based on behavior, yeah.
Holy shit. They signed divorce papers the next day, formally ending their marriage here. Billy Martin in November has shoulder operation, and he undergoes surgery on his left shoulder, which he throws right-handed, so that's fine. He said it was an injury that he's had for 3 years, and he's needed to get it fixed. He's finally going to fix it here. That's how it works. So there we go. Now, right under that, if Billy needs a little extra pep in his step, the sales, Jimmy, the wonderful new kind of all-in-one capsule for easy reducing. That means losing weight in the 50s, by the way.
Reduce it.
They called it reducing back then. This is amazing. Science now helps you take off your fat while you eat the foods you choose.
Yep.
And it says, quote, too fat because you eat too much? Just can't seem to diet because you're a real glutton when it comes to butter gravy and potatoes.
Hey, you fat fuck.
Hey, fat ass. Hey, your husband not want to fuck you because you're fat anymore? Because it's pictures of women on here.
Hey, butter gravy, come here.
Yeah, men, it didn't matter how fat you were. Have you spent dollar after dollar for pills and tablets in spite of everything? You're still too fat? Well, this counteracts hunger. Recently, science discovered and compounded new tiny capsules combining all the recognized proven aids to reducing found in all the products offered today. Proteins that build energy but burn off excess fat, vitamins and minerals often lost while cutting off fattening foods, vegetable cellulose food with no calories yet give the feeling of a full, contented stomach. These tiny capsules actually equal and exceed any meal. Gee, I wonder what this is. Is it meth? That's what it is. It's speed. That's all it is. You'll get thin and not be hungry. Yeah, that's called speed. This is when they first realized give ladies speed.
It's called addictive. Yeah.
Wow. Fat goes fast from all over the body. See fat disappear from stomach, bust, face, chin, neck, arms, legs, and ankles. You'll be surprised at the pounds you lose the first week, the inches that disappear the first month. There's no starvation, dieting, hunger, no drugs, no exercise. No exercise? Okay.
What is that? Yeah.
At last, a meal of vitamins, minerals, and bulk all in one easy-to-take capsule. Capsules take all this capsule, then eat as much as you want to satisfy your hunger. You won't eat as much because you won't have the cravings for big meals. I guess not. And you can get a large economy size box of this shit for $5.50. Wow.
And the right to sue in a few months.
Oh, God, absolutely. Now, fucking imagine some toothless backpack fucking mobile meth lab guy on a bike riding around going, I could have got all that meth for $5.50. Oh my God. Jesus. December 30th, 1955 here. This is the huge argument over the play at the plate.
Okay.
In this World Series, there's a very, very famous baseball play where Jackie Robinson steals home and Yogi Berra's trying to tag him out. It's a super famous play. There's a million stills of it. Yeah. And it's people look at it today, and two people look at it. One person thinks he's out. One person thinks he's safe. It's just one of those things.
It's the slide with his foot tucked back?
Yes, it's that slide, the hook slide, and Jackie and Yogi trying to attack him. First of all, it's like Yogi Berra and Jackie Robinson. It's like such an
amazing photo. Regardless, who gives a fuck if he's safe or not?
An iconic, it's super iconic fucking scene. So that's pretty cool. That happened during that series. January 26th, 1956. Billy Martin predicts Yanks to win.
Oh,
he said, but he's not certain he'll win back his job. He said, "Who's going to win?" He said, "The Yanks. Who else?" Yeah, what are you talking about? What do you want here? Casey Stengel said, "Are you digging me for a prediction?" Yeah, that's what they asked for. He said the Yanks will repeat. At the worst, we've got to be as good as in '55 with a chance to be better. That's what Billy said. Yeah. So Martin said the Yanks have so many infielders he might not even make the team.
Oh,
yeah, right. Billy says, look at all the hustle he'll get out of us. But that's what Billy says about Casey Stengel there. We're all going to hustle and do all this shit. It's all going to be fine. So he says, two things you can't do with the World Series clippings are eat them or impress Stengel with them. That's what Billy Martin says.
Yeah.
He said, there's no sure jobs with the Yanks. When spring training comes, if I look bad, I'll lose my position. So that's fair.
Sure.
He said, goes on to say that He said, I'd be sitting a little further down the bench. I think Casey would have said it louder. I think he wanted me to hear it. This is talking about, basically they said that I've got no worries about this kid. He knows his business. He has the feel in the head for baseball, and he hates to lose. So he said he thinks Casey was saying things about him that were good, so he'd overhear them rather than saying them directly to him.
Yeah.
That's what Casey would do. If he wanted to give you a compliment, he'd say it to somebody else, but so you knew about it.
Let him hear it through them. Wouldn't that be much more flattering to be like,
yes,
yo, Casey said this about you, rather than Casey saying it directly to you,
and no one else heard it.
Cooler.
Yeah. It could be full of shit if he's saying it just to me, but if he says it to the press, he's probably telling the truth.
That's pretty rad.
Yeah. So this March 2nd, 56, Billy Martin says he'll hold out in New York. He wants more money. He said, I'm going to sit right here until I hear from the Yankees. I flew all the way here from California to talk to Bill DeWitt, the Yankees general manager. He saw me for a little while and then shot off to Florida. The Yankees know what I want. The next move is up to them.
Yeah?
That's it. They do sign Whitey Ford and outfielder Irv Noren to the team, leaving only Billy and a relief pitcher not signed yet.
Sure.
He signed for $18,054, but didn't receive any of it because he was called into the military. So he got his raise, but then didn't matter. So he says, I want more. I lost a lot of time in the Army, and I think I deserve it. I understand the rules that a player shouldn't report to spring training until he's signed, so I won't. He only wants $20,000. He wants a $2,000 raise. Just give it to him. The Yankees were so fucking cheap back then.
Yeah.
So cheap. When you listen to Ball 4 or read Ball 4, he talks about old fucking negotiations that Jim Bouton had with the Yankees, and they're ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous the way they tried to nickel and dime you for $500. It's crazy. It's wild. So March 5th, 1956, Billy's going to get his money. They're going to sign him. They said him and the other guy that was holding out, Jim Constanti, each received $20,000. So Billy's very happy. Now he's getting his money. 1956, New York Yankees, 97-57, first in the American League. They go all the way to the World Series against the Dodgers again. Where they win it in 7 games this time. So, wow, that's a great 2 years of series after that.
No shit.
And then they went to L.A. right after that. Which is kind of sad. Yeah. That's real fucking sad. So, anyway, some of Billy's childhood friends, this is from the book here, were old enough in 1956 or financially stable enough to make trips to New York to stay with their old pal. They came back to the Bay Area with stories that seemed incomprehensible to those still living in the dingy neighborhood along the Berkeley docks.
Ooh.
Jack Setzer, an original member of the West Berkeley Boys, recalled going to dinner with Billy and heavyweight champion Rocky Marciano.
Sick.
That's fucking awesome. They went to a nightclub where Frank Sinatra was singing. This is just like the ultimate Guinea night.
Yeah.
It's Guinea night, everybody. Round it up. No. We're going to eat with Rocky Marciano, and then we're going to watch the fucking chairman sing. Oh, baby. After that, we're going to have my mom beat the living shit out of both of us. It'll be perfect. The ultimate Italian experience.
Yeah.
So,
also, it's crazy that area was so cheap, too.
Northern California?
Unbelievably.
Berkeley,
Nobody gave a fuck about it.
No, it's trash.
It's the most expensive place to live on the planet.
This was the same time. Williamsburg was cheap. Fucking Greenpoint was cheap. Fucking Soho was cheap. It was the docks. Nobody wanted to live down there.
Nobody gave a shit. Yeah.
So many things that are
just so fucking cool.
Park Avenue was expensive, but outside of that, nobody wanted any of this shit. So he said that Setzer was stunned when he and Billy were seated near the stage and thunderstruck when Frank Sinatra introduced Billy to the crowd and later joined them for a drink. Wow. The next night, while having dinner at the 21 Club, which is a hugely famous old place there, Setzer realized he was sitting one table away from Grace Kelly and Monaco's Prince Rainier, who had been married that April. From the 21 Club, Billy and Setzer went to the Stork Club for drinks with Sid Caesar, Carl Reiner, and Doris Day. If you don't know comedy,
Sid Caesar was amazing.
Sid Caesar and Carl Reiner are like
everything. Yeah.
In the 50s, my show of shows and all that, they were like Dick Van Dyke's show is kind of a parody on the writer's room of show of shows.
Yeah.
So like that was Carl Reiner's thing, and Carl Reiner is I mean, Christ, he's
I mean,
a fucking legend.
he's Carl
Rob
Reiner.
Reiner's his kid. I mean, yeah. He's fucking Carl Reiner. He hangs out with Mel Brooks every day till he died.
Not anymore.
And Sid Caesar also was a legend of everything. He was as famous a guy as there was.
Was his show the first variety show, or like
I don't know if it was the first. It was the first big
one that everybody gave a shit. Yeah,
it was the first big one, and it was considered kind of a
was it Sid Caesar
must watch.
Hour?
It was the Show of Shows.
Oh, okay.
That was the name
it just
of
called Sid? Oh, everybody would say I'm going to watch Sid Caesar, but it was called Show of Shows. Yeah.
And Doris Day was a giant star at that point. So, I mean, this is huge. So Setzer said Billy not only knew all these people, he talked to them like he'd grown up with them in Berkeley. Yeah. There was no barrier. You were a big deal if you were a pro baseball player in New York in the 50s. Yeah. No shit.
Sure.
Yeah. Yankees win a World Series all the time.
Yeah.
Billy did not lack for female companionship on any of these occasions, though anything resembling a steady girlfriend was rare, especially since the Yankees were on the road half the time.
Sure.
As the book goes on to say. The lasting relationships were within the Three Musketeers. Although Whitey, the New York native, had a house and a wife on Long Island and did not participate in the Manhattan nightlife with the same nonstop fervor that Billy and Mickey did, Marilyn Mantle was chiefly occupied with her two young sons, including one named Billy, born in 1955. He named one of his kids
his
Billy.
Son, Billy. Yeah. Marilyn, that is a crazy name.
Mickey and Marilyn Mantle?
Marilyn.
It's Marilyn, like Merlyn is how you spell it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Merlin.
Really?
Yeah, Marilyn Mantle.
What the fuck?
I feel like he's from Oklahoma, or she probably is too, so I feel like they said, what you want to name this child? And she said, Merlin. And they said Merlin instead of Marilyn.
And then just sounded it out.
They were like, she said Merlin. She was trying to name her after Marilyn Monroe, and she got Merlin out of it.
Merlin Mantle. That's terrible.
She was born way before that. Yeah. So they said it was during the 1956 that sports writers began to hear rumors that the Yankees management was worried about Billy's influence on Mickey, the face of the franchise, if not Major League Baseball. Mm-hmm. In this tandem, it was always Billy leading Mickey astray and never the other way around. The drinking and carousing were never a mutually arrived at choice. Mickey was always cast as the simple country boy corrupted by Billy, the cunning street kid. Meanwhile, they're both just as into this. So more from the book. The 1950s were marinated in alcohol. If the decade had a logo, it might show a lot of things: the birth of rock and roll, the birth of the growth of television, the expanded role of the automobile in an increasingly suburban society. But the best shape for a 1950s logo would be the outline of
New York Yankees.
A martini glass.
Oh, that.
Yeah. In general, the New York. In general, the term drinking responsibly is a modern notion. In the 50s, the opposite was admired. Yeah, handling yourself was admired.
Right.
Oh, he could drink you under the table, that one. Yeah, if you
just being hammered, but you didn't know it. That's
if
amazing.
You could drink 15 drinks and walk away, people are like, that's a man right there.
That's a fucking man. Look at him go.
Wow.
There goes my hero.
They said men had to drink often enough and long enough that they could learn to, quote, handle it, which was the ultimate compliment. It was the ultimate, that meant you were a man.
Good for you,
Yeah, you were a real man if you could handle it.
You've been doing this a long time, man.
On job interviews for many white-collar positions, potential employees would be taken to lunch and observed. If they drank little or not at all, they probably wouldn't get the job.
Yeah.
If they drank and got tipsy, they wouldn't get the job. If they drank and could handle it at lunch, mind you, they were perfect for the job.
There it is.
That's what it is.
You can do it at 11 a.m.
So if you ever watch Mad Men, it's all about drinking nonstop all day long and being able to be fine about it. The drinking in this era, in every aspect of business life, this was, the offices were men and, women were secretaries, and the men drank like fish, and they tried to get the women drunk so they could fuck them. And like that was just life back then. It was crazy. So from the book, it says Billy and Mickey drank a lot, dangerously so. And the Yankees were a hard drinking crew. So are the other 15 major league teams. Yeah, everybody, they were just packed full of drunks.
Carousing.
Chock full. Yeah. Like even the Seasons in Hell book, when they're talking about like 73, 74, it is just free for all on the planes, just as many little booze bottles as you could collect. These guys were getting hammered every goddamn day. They said from the beginning, baseball was a traveling, athletic-themed entertainment, and like many a circus, it bred some hard-living routines. There was free booze in every clubhouse in the country. Every stadium had a press room lounge where the drinks were complimentary. Players, coaches, reporters, and managers congregated in these press room bars after games, sometimes for hours. That was a big thing. They'd all get hammered together. Oh. It was a tradition that dated back to the 1920s, one that did not die out until the end of the 20th century. Mm-hmm. Now all the guys are way too fucking worried about their health and their body fat percentage and all that horse shit to actually go out and have a good fucking time. Baseball players are the most,
and shit.
Yeah, they're the most boring people in the world now. They're so fucking boring. Yeah. So boring. The trains on which the players traveled had multiple bar cars. The planes gave away free booze. So yes, the 1950s Yankees got drunk often. Billy, like the leader he was right there with them. The whole bunch of them were madmen before the 21st century television writers even created Mad Men. Yeah. And that's exactly it. So now Weiss is the general manager, and you got to know a little bit about Weiss to know the history, because him and Billy fighting are gonna completely fuck up his tenure with the Yankees now.
Really?
Yeah. Weiss just didn't like Billy, the general manager. Didn't like him. And if you read Ball 4, the Yankees, if they just labeled you a certain way, that's what you were, and that was it from then on. Jim Bouton, they labeled him a silly ass guy who wasn't serious and a jerk off and a jokester, so they never took him seriously, no matter what he did. You know, and it didn't matter how many 120 games. He's still a jerk off though. He'll fuck it up next year. Like that's how they would look at it. It's weird. So Weiss started to tell the media that Martin was a poor influence on his teammates, especially Mickey Mantle, because he's his roommate. Right. So not only is he now putting Billy in for this, he's also alleviating Mickey Mantle of any of the responsibility of being a grown man who goes out drinking every night. It's all Billy's fault. Yeah. Mickey couldn't possibly, help it. So, and by the way, let's see Ohtani, let's see Aaron Judge, let's see
them swing
Raleigh from fucking Seattle. Let's see them go out till 4 o'clock in the fucking morning and then play a day game the next day and still hit 50 home runs in a season. Do that.
I bet if any of them could do it, I bet Raleigh's the one that can do it.
He's a fat bastard. He's a catcher.
He looks like he could take a few shots.
He's a catcher. He looks like he could. Yeah, Aaron Judge would die if you took him out for a week like this. I
met Cal last spring training. That guy seems like he could booze.
I'm sure he
seems
can.
like he could be a
Not like this, though.
No.
He'd have 14 home runs if he had to live like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's one thing I'll give them credit for.
I haven't seen Judge in the in the off season, but I can't imagine the way that guy looks. He's doing much outside of training,
working out, training. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a story of
Cal's got an ass like a dude that loves nachos.
Oh, he looks like he's been sitting on a bar stool for quite a while. He's got an ass like Norm from Cheers. You know what I mean?
They call him Big Dumper because of it.
Yeah, well, he looks like a catcher.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
he absolutely looks like a catcher.
Old dump truck. Goddamn.
It's a fact, man. So Mickey Mantle is known for being like this all the time. Like there's I don't get why they're acting like it's Billy's fault. It's just stupid. So they said Weiss, a dignified man. Weiss did not feel that Martin fit the image he wanted for the Yankees and may have been offended by the Billy's outburst on being sent to the minors in 1950.
Sure.
Didn't like that either. In 1932, Yankees owner Jacob Ruppert hired Weiss to build the Yankees minor league system, because that's when they were starting to be built at that point, which, collecting all the players from everywhere. So he had some success. They said Weiss advanced through the ranks and remained with the Yankees until 1960. He was named baseball's Executive of the Year 10 times. Billy believed always that Weiss had always held a grudge against him because of that 1950 incident. Billy said 4 of us would be out somewhere and get into a little trouble, but I would be the one called into Weiss's office afterwards. Yeah, because Billy's Whitey's their star pitcher.
Yeah,
Mickey is the star everything.
Of everything, yeah.
Who's getting it? It's Billy. They said there's documentation backing up Billy's claim, beginning with multiple stories about private detectives that Weiss hired to tail Billy.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He also had detectives following Mickey and Whitey, but their transgressions rarely came up. Weiss respected Stengel enough to rehire him when Weiss took over for the New York Mets in 1961, but he never warmed to Casey's boy, who's Billy, obviously. The sports writers who covered the team in the 50s frequently wrote that Weiss, a quiet, decorous man, often seen in three-piece suits, had repeatedly expressed his opinion that Billy sullied the dignified image Weiss wanted the Yankees to project. Oh, please.
Yeah.
The more the writers called Billy brash or brassy, the more it offended Weiss, who, when asked what his hobbies were in a newspaper interview, answered that he liked to play golf and putter around his country house in Greenwich, Connecticut. So they're nowhere near the same people. No. He said, this is the New York Times in 1958, said Weiss liked that Billy helped the Yankees win. He did not like how Billy helped the Yankees win.
Sure.
This is tough. This is one. During a game at Fenway, a third baseman, Andy Carey, was at the plate when Stengel called timeout and summoned Billy from the on-deck circle. Casey said, "Go tell him to pick out a good pitch and hit a home run." "What did you say?" Billy said. "I said, tell that son of a bitch to swing at a good pitch and hit a home run," Casey repeated. Billy trotted to the plate and relayed the instructions.
Yeah. Boston's
catcher, Sammy White, turned and said, "You guys have got to be kidding me." On the next pitch, Carey slammed a high drive over the Green Monster in left field.
You did what I said.
As Casey rounded the bases, White looked over at Billy and said, "I've never seen anything like that in my life."
What the fuck just happened?
Billy said, "When the old man tells us to do something, we do it." So now enter Tommy Lasorda into this mix, another fat guinea.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
The other memorable incident involving Billy in 1956 was a tussle with portly little pitcher with the Kansas City Athletics named Tommy Lasorda, future manager of World Series champion Dodgers and Slim Fast hawker as well.
Hawker of aluminum
weight
can
loss.
milkshake.
Yeah, aluminum can weight loss milkshakes.
Which is like the antithesis of what it's supposed. If you're drinking something healthy out of a shit aluminum can, 1980s aluminum can, you're probably getting diseases.
Either that or you had the mix where you mixed up your own shit they had there.
Right.
But he would have those and he'd be like, "I love to eat." And they'd show like big plates of pasta and meatballs and shit. He'd go, "I eat all these pasta
Cakes
and meatballs."
pies.
It was
All right,
fucking
just
hilarious.
drink this nice shake.
And then I drink this shake and I don't want to eat all this pasta no more. It's perfect.
You take a shake with a sensible lunch. That word "sensible" was doing all the heavy lifting in there.
It was everything.
'Cause what the fuck does that even mean?
Sensible. Don't go crazy.
When you're addicted to food, sensible means something entirely different.
Well, sensible to who? Yeah. To a fat Italian manager? That's a different sensible.
That word is doing so much work.
It's doing all the work. So they said Lasorda had been pitching inside to a couple of Yankees batters, and when he nearly hit Hank Bauer in the head, Billy jumped to the top step of the dugout and screamed at Lasorda, "I'm going to get you later."
Yeah.
Lasorda stalked off the mound in the direction of the Yankees' dugout. So Lasorda said, "I said to him, you don't have to wait, banana nose, come out now." And of course, Billy being Billy, he did.
Yeah. Don't call me banana nose.
Banana nose. I'm the horn, buddy. Get it right.
I'm no tech genius, but I knew if I wanted my business to crush it, I needed a website now. Thankfully, Bluehost made it easy. I customized, optimized, and monetized everything exactly how I wanted with AI. In minutes, my site was up. I couldn't believe it. The search engine tools even helped me get more site visitors. Whatever your passion project is, you can set it up with Bluehost. With their 30-day money-back guarantee, what do you got to lose? Head to Bluehost.com. That's BLUEHOST.com to start now.
There was a scuffle involving several Yankees and Athletics, but no punches were thrown. The next day, Billy comes over to me before the game and says, "You know you've got balls. Two tough Dagos like us shouldn't be fighting." Yeah. And Lasorda said, and we shook hands and we went out for a drink that night. And from that moment forward, we were the best of friends.
How about that?
That explains most childhood friendships in the Northeast.
Yeah.
I guess we should be friends if we're gonna. They all start with a fight.
Yeah.
So 1956, they were developing other players, Bobby Richardson, Tony Kubek. Weiss would have liked to trade Martin, but he was extremely, and this is the problem for Yankee management until Billy's death, is that even if you want to get rid of him, you have to get over the fans because they will crucify you because they fucking love Billy Martin.
Yeah.
I can tell you, as a little kid, I loved Billy Martin just because his whole aura of he's this scrappy guy and he's, that's we love that shit here.
Yeah,
We love it. So it made no sense to get rid of him if you were in management because you're going to hear some shit. Martin appeared in the 1956 All-Star game, his only All-Star appearance as a player, but they said his abilities as a player never fully returned after leaving the Army, which if you don't hit for that long, hitting is you really got to do that all the time or else it's like skateboarding. Like if you don't do it for 2 months, you're not going to be able to do anything. It's just a mess. So with Richardson progressing rapidly through the Yankees farm system, Martin worried that his days with the team were numbered, and he was right to think that. In 56, he played in 121 games, 458 at-bats. He hit .264, 9 homers, 49 ribbies. So not bad. He's an all-star. September 15th, 1956, here they're talking about Mickey Mantle and Billy Martin are roommates that have been perhaps closer than most players in the years they've been together on the New York Yankees. In one respect, come November, however, Mickey Mantle and Martin could suddenly find themselves a couple light years apart. Mickey, if you have not already heard, is a shoo-in for the American League's most valuable player and probably will come very close to the 1954 sweep of 324 points scored by Cleveland's Al Rosen when all 24 writers balloting voted him their number one. Martin getting so much as a 10th place vote on any ballot will come close to proving it as an act of charity. Billy the Kid has had a disappointing year this year in his first full campaign after the Army stint. He'll bat around the .270 mark for the season, and of course there is not a major league club which wouldn't roll out the welcome mat for him. But these twin items fail to mask the failure to live up to those spark plug and assistant manager tags, which in previous seasons were more or less rightfully his. Said Billy's got pretty solid... what is this? Pretty solid. It's the newspaper thing is messed up, so I can't read what that word is. Pretty solid something to play in 1956. I can't even get with the context. I don't get it. His great and good friend Casey Stengel interceded when negotiations between Yankees infielder and Yankees assistant manager Bill DeWitt bogged down. So Casey said, "Give the guy $2,000."
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. The club was in St. Petersburg getting in shape. Billy was in New York watching the sleet pelt against his hotel window and liking it just fine. Casey got him to come down and brought his firebrand and George Weiss, the Yankee boss, together, and they all shook hands and got their shit together. So they said up in Boston, Billy, who bats without any kind of head protection, despite the fact that the Yankees front office had led the American League fight for compulsory skull-saving headgear, was nailed. He just
wears
by
a wool hat?
That's what everybody did until this time.
Wow.
And you'd see a lot of guys, because it was kind of like hockey when they made that rule, you were grandfathered in. So if you weren't wearing a helmet before, you don't have to wear a helmet. In hockey, you'd see guys in the 80s still with no fucking helmets on. They were guys who've been playing a while. Insane. And in baseball, same thing. Insane. Going up there with a wool hat, guy throwing 98 miles an hour at you is fucking nuts. He said he took a knuckleball off the head, basically. Then back in New York again in the first of a 3-game series with the Senators, Billy tore a muscle in his shoulder and missed the last 2 games. All around, it's been a baffling year for Billy. He has stolen home 3 times this year. That's impressive. No other Yankee has even done this once. But maybe that's because pilfering the plate is not a stark necessity when a club is never less than 7 or 8 games in front for the final 10 weeks of the season. Okay, from the book here. The Dodgers won Game 6 1-0. On the Yankees' bus back to Yankee Stadium after the game, Billy sat next to Casey Stengel. Slaughter had misplayed a fly ball in left field for the only Dodgers run. Billy told Casey to get the 40-year-old Slaughter out of the lineup. Okay, Billy wanted to play 27-year-old Elston Howard. Elston Howard is the first black Yankee, by the way.
Oh, okay.
He's a catcher for years and years and years. He pioneered the sharpen up the equipment has buckles. Catcher's equipment back in the day would have these buckles, metal buckles, and he would sharpen them a lot. And then as he was throwing the ball back to Whitey Ford, he would nick it against the sharp buckles on his on his equipment and throw it back so Whitey could get some crank on his curveball.
Sure.
He kind of invented that.
Scuff up the ball like that.
Yeah, you could slice it basically. So you could dig a fingernail in there and do whatever you want to the goddamn ball. So Billy wanted him to play Elston Howard, and he wanted 25-year-old Bill Moose Scourin to replace 33-year-old Joe Collins at first base. Bill told Casey, if you don't go with the youth, we're going to lose this thing. And Stengel listened. And Howard had a double and a home run in Game 7 and played flawlessly in the field. With the Yankees ahead 5-0, Billy led off the 7th inning with a single and was stranded on third base as 3 batters later when Scourin drilled a grand slam to right field. So that was the guys he told him to play. The Yankees broke the Brooklyn fans' hearts again, romping to a 9-0 victory for their 17th championship since 1923, their 5th World Series title of the decade. In newsreel footage of the final out, Billy is in the middle of the celebratory pack, jumping up and down, his head bobbing above the throng as if he was attached to a pogo stick. It's been 3 years since his 1953 World Series fame, but he was back on top of the baseball world again. Billy batted .296 in the series with 2 home runs and 3 RBI. When he struck out in the 8th inning of the 7th game, it was the 99th at bat and the last of an illustrious World Series career. With 33 hits and 5 World Series dating back to 51, Billy had batted .333 with 19 RBI and 5 home runs in 28 games.
That's amazing.
It's good, .566 slugging percentage. By way of comparison, Mantle, considered one of the best postseason power hitters ever, had a career slugging percentage in the World Series of .535. And in 252 innings at second base, he made 1 error, Billy. So when it counted, Billy was there. He was into it. So 56, he hits .296 this year in the playoffs. .296 with the 2 homers and 3 RBI. So that's in the World Series. January 6, 1957, Billy Martin signs another contract for 1957. Terms are not disclosed, but there he is. They said also Yogi Berra and Whitey Ford signed the same day. January 18th here. Here's an article from the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Fighting Billy Martin is the title of it. His real name is Alfred Manuel Pisano. That's his mother's maiden name. It's not his real name. But somewhere along the line, it was changed to Billy Martin. Around the American League, they call him Fighting Billy because the little guy has never backed away an inch from any battle or argument. To see him in street clothes, you'd never think Martin is one of the scrappiest players in the game today. Slight of build, dark-haired, and quiet-looking, Billy would pass for a college lad who's running away from a fight. Billy has yet to do so, run away from a fight. He won't start it, but the fellow who does start one with him is certain to have his hands full of wildcat. So Billy says, where I come from, we had to be tough. Somehow the kids like to fight. I must have been in 100 fights when I was a kid and only lost one, the bigger fellow, like he said before. He said, I was fighting the bigger fellows. I was licking him when he pushed me against an automobile and I fell down. That sounds gross.
Yikes.
I'm licking him and he pushed me up against the automobile. Sounds like a Ryan Murphy movie. Good Lord. And I fell down. I was getting up when he grabbed under my balls and stroked them ever so gently. I was getting up when they stopped the fight.
Licking him from behind.
I was licking him, and then he pushed me up against an automobile, and that's when it got really hot. That's when it really got hot and sexy, boy.
Oh, fuck.
So, yeah, that's all about Billy fighting, this article here. So they say how his nickname was acquired. How does a ball player who was christened Alfred Manuel come up with the nickname of Billy? Well, he said that's the bellow thing he talks about. January 21st, 1951, Billy has a 190 bowling average, which is pretty good.
Not bad.
The whole article.
Average?
Yeah, the whole article is Billy Martin of the New York Yankees is one of baseball's better bowlers with an average of 190. That's a whole article back then. That's amazing. February 8th, 1957, Billy said that he wants to hit 300.
Okay.
That's what he does. And Mantle,
bowling or batting?
And I would hope in baseball, batting, that's a high, or in bowling, that's a high.
That's perfect.
That's a real high one there. So Martin said he was ready to talk baseball. Mantle, who earns upwards of $60,000 annually from the game, was not. This is talking about during a golf tournament at Miami Springs. Mantle said, I'm tired of all that bull. I've been getting it all winter. This is my 8th year with the Yankees, and I figure it's about time I hit 300. That's my goal for 57. He credited luck for his 56th season, which saw him hit over 50 home runs. Yeah, it's real lucky, Mickey. Yeah. You're not a great player or anything. He said, you've just got to be lucky in this game. I didn't go for the home run. I just kept swinging. Wow. Well, interesting.
I mean, that's kind of that's the whole point if you just keep swinging, right?
That is no shit. Martin, who had a gay afternoon kidding his buddy about his golf game, terms Detroit the most troublesome contender of the new year. Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
March 31st, 1957, Billy Martin hurts himself. He's going to be out of action for a week, fucks up his hand.
Yeah.
1957, Yankees 98-56 finish first in the American League, go all the way to the World Series to face the Milwaukee Braves.
Oh, is that where they were from?
That's Hank Aaron, yeah. Huh. And they end up losing that series, the Yankees do, in 7 games again, which is tough here. Now, Weiss warned Billy Martin before the 1957 season to avoid trouble.
Yeah.
Beginning of the season, Weiss pulled him in the office, and Billy said it was the same old bullshit. Mr. Weiss said, you'd better not stay out late once. You better not make one false move, because if you do, you've had it. Okay. Interesting. Now, Bobby Richardson said that he couldn't tell that Billy was on a short leash that year. He said Billy was the unquestioned leader of the team, and everyone listened to him, including Mickey and Casey. So anyway, okay, he ends up having 2 major incidents. One of which, during spring training, he and Mickey Mantle intentionally crashed their golf carts into each other, and they both got hurt. How many drinks in the sun was that?
I don't think either of them saw themselves getting hurt, but both.
No.
Of them. Oh, fuck.
They both got hurt. That's a drunken day. We'll just crash them. Who cares, man? Then, 1957, May 17th, this is extremely famous, the Copacabana fight, the giant Copacabana. Yeah. Now, this is a classy place. In fact, picture Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Henry Hill, when they walk in and they go through the kitchen and do all that, and they put him right in front of them. That's the Copa. Classy. Guy on stage singing champagne, suits and ties, everything like that. Yeah. Billy sets off a fucking melee in this place, of course. And this is from the newspaper. 6 Yanks involved in nightclub brawl.
Yeah.
The proud New York Yankees, embarrassed by an early morning nightclub brawl involving 6 of their stars, were maintaining a discreet silence today. Acting on either advice or counsel on orders from manager Casey Stengel or club officials, the players declined to discuss the Wednesday morning brawl in which a New York delicatessen owner claimed he was slugged by veteran outfielder Hank Bauer. The Yankees' dressing room was like a morgue last night after the world champions defeated the Kansas City A's 3-0. 2 of the sextet had been benched by Stengel in an last hour shakeup. Bauer, threatened with a $250,000 lawsuit by Edwin Jones, the delicatessen owner, declined to talk. The others, Whitey Ford, Mickey Mantle, Yogi Berra, Johnny Cucks, and Billy Martin, just shook their heads. Ford, scheduled to start, was benched in favor of Bob Turley. Yogi also sat on the bench. Stengel said, I didn't use Ford because the whole world knows he was out till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
He said, if I used him and he got beat, people would wonder what I was doing. Berra has been around long enough to know better. The way he's been hitting, around 200, he should have been home getting some rest. Well, he can rest tonight.
Now
This is like the end of Yogi's career. He'll be managing in a few years. This is the end. He's just hanging on here.
Did he only manage the Yankees?
The Mets.
The Mets.
Managed the Mets, too.
That's it?
I think so. Yogi wasn't a great manager, by the way. No. Never was. So they said, while admitting he was just as mad at other members of the club who were helping Martin celebrate his birthday, of course, Stengel added, I'm not mad enough to take a chance on losing a ball game and possibly the pennant. Mantle showed no ill effects. He came up with a homer, a single, and 2 walks. Bauer dropped to 8th in the batting order, drove in the final Yankee run with a single. Meantime, the club stood behind the players. In a statement, the club said the Yankees have made a preliminary examination of the facts surrounding Billy Martin's birthday party, which was attended by several players, all with their wives, with the exception of Martin, who's a bachelor, and are convinced that neither Bauer nor any Yankee players struck anyone. Mr. Bauer has engaged counsel of his own, and the legal aspects of the matter are in the hands of the council. The guy who got hit, a Yankee fan who's 40 years old, claims he suffered a fractured nose, broken jaw, and arm, and body bruises.
And arm, Jesus.
And arm. He said, I love Bauer, Martin, and all the Yankees. I've been a Yankee fan for years, and this incident has disappointed me. He says that he's going to proceed with a civil suit, and if x-rays show more serious injuries, with criminal action against Bauer.
Yeah.
Okay, now that's the newspaper next day version. Here's from the book of what actually happened.
Yeah.
By May, the Yankees had won nearly 2/3 of their games. Billy, Mickey, and Whitey had not changed their ways, but they had not gotten into any off-field trouble either. Excellent.
Yeah.
The team was scheduled for consecutive days off on May 15th and 16th. That's insanely rare in baseball.
Yeah?
2 consecutive days off is unheard of in baseball. You get a travel day, and that's it.
God, for the whole team, yeah.
That's crazy. The latter was Billy's birthday, and Berra's birthday was May 12th. Several Yankees thought it would be fun to take the 2 Yankees out on the town. A week in advance, a dinner was arranged at Danny's Hideaway, a large famed restaurant on East 45th Street, which was then known as Steak Row. The dinner was planned for the 15th because the players figured they could stay out late knowing there was no game the next day. It was a big group. The former teammates, Bob Cerv and Irv Noren, in town with the Kansas City A's, were invited. It was pitcher Johnny Cucks, Berra, Ford, Bauer, and Mantle, and their wives. Mm-hmm. When a rainout from earlier in the year was unexpectedly scheduled for the 16th, the dinner went on as scheduled because the wives had already arranged for babysitters.
Yeah.
So now they have a game the next day.
Sure.
Danny's Hideaway was packed and the service was a bit slow. The Yankees and their guests did not mind. They passed the time drinking. None in that group needed encouragement. After dinner, the party, minus Cerv and Noren, moved to the Waldorf Astoria, where Johnny Ray was singing. The Waldorf baked a birthday cake. After Ray's show, the group climbed into 3 cabs and were driven the 10 blocks to the Copacabana at 10 East 60th Street. They got there 20 minutes before the 2 a.m. show of Sammy Davis Jr. There's a show starting at 2 a.m.
Hell yeah.
Sammy Davis Jr. is starting his show at 2 a.m.
Would you call that the late show or the early show?
The early show, yeah. Sammy goes to bed about 6 o'clock at night usually, and then he just gets up for this. He's like, oh, boy, awfully tired. Holy shit. This was Billy's neighborhood, just a few blocks from the San Moritz. The Copa, known as the hottest club north of Havana, by the song and all, was incongruous fit for a neighborhood so close to posh Fifth Avenue. But it had a fantasy atmosphere. Descending into the Copa's basement location was like flying south to the Caribbean, with tropical plants, pink gardenias, and Latin-style decor. Seeing the Yankees early that morning, the Copa manager quickly set up a new table right next to the stage. They Henry Hilled them. That's fucking awesome. A large semicircular banquet. The party was in full swing. Even though the next hour or so was the subject of dozens of newspaper stories, there were newspaper reporters in the room at the time.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. And even though the events of the next hour led to a court case with testimony taken from several witnesses, including the Yankees, it has never been established exactly what happened next.
Yeah.
There was one central established fact. Edwin Jones, 40, a delicatessen owner who lived at 600 West 188th Street in northern Manhattan. That ain't northern Manhattan, buddy. That's 188th Street's it's up in the Bronx, for Christ's sake. I mean, I know it crosses over, but you're not in Manhattan. That's Harlem. It's not.
Right, that's
Manhattan.
Harlem.
It's
Harlem
Manhattan Island.
Harlem, right.
110th Street is
Right,
Harlem,
it's
so
way down
188th is keep going,
It's way
motherfucker.
further, yeah.
Yeah, this is like up by the Polo Grounds and shit.
Is that Yonkers?
Almost. I mean,
Yeah.
Christ. Street in northern Manhattan, and one of 19 members of a bowling club out for a night on the town. Their bowling league was going out. Ended up unconscious in the cloakroom with a broken nose, bruises on his ribs, scalp, and chin.
Yeah.
The other established fact, George Weiss blamed Billy for it. Billy was there, and it occurred on his birthday, so it must have been his fault.
Yeah.
Confusing causation and correlation and all that shit there a little bit. Jones's bowling party, which had been drinking heavily as well, was seated near the Yankees table. At some point, words were exchanged between the two groups. What words could be exchanged?
Right.
You don't even bowl with one of those hooks? You throw straight, you fucking loser. Yeah, what are we talking about here? At some point, words were exchanged. The Yankees said that one of the bowlers called Davis, quote, a little Sambo.
What is that?
That is a racial slur.
Okay.
You've never heard that term before?
No.
Yeah, that's a racial slur. So call
like
it
a sandwich
Sambo.
eater or something? What is that?
I don't know the origin of it, but Sambo was. But then there was a chain of restaurants called Sambo's for a long time, and that wasn't
Jesus.
good. Yeah, that was the guy's last name. He couldn't help it, but still, change your fucking, fix it. Don't use your last name. Davis interrupted his show to protest the insult. Yeah. Bauer and the other Yankees told the bowlers to shut up. Jones, in particular, jawed back at Bauer and wanted to fight. Hank Bauer's enormous. His nickname is the Bruiser. You're going to fight this guy? Billy always maintained that at this juncture, Jones's brother, Leonard, approached him and asked him to talk in private. They went to an anteroom, and the brother told Billy that he would calm down Edwin if Billy calmed Bauer. Billy agreed, and as they left the room, he heard a commotion toward the back of the nightclub near the cloakroom and kitchen. He ran over to see Jones knocked out cold. Mickey came running over, shouting Billy's name, Billy, 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 because Billy had been missing for a few minutes while he talks. It's like, where the fuck did Billy go? I said, Mick, I'm over here. But when the reporters came snooping around, everyone heard Mickey call my name, and as a result, some of the people evidently thought I hit the guy. Mickey was just looking for him.
Yeah.
Every Yankee denied hitting the man. As Barris said, nobody did nothing to nobody. Which is the most Italian thing you could say about anything. Nobody did nothing to nobody, and I didn't see nothing also. So there's also that.
Also, I wasn't even there.
Yeah, it wasn't even there. Bauer, the most likely suspect then and now, said he went to the back of the room with Edwin Jones. He said he wanted to throw a punch but couldn't because Berra and Cox rushed up behind him and held his arms. Bauer also said the bouncers told him they would take care of things. Yeah. So he's saying the bouncers did it. The combination of newsy elements, famous Yankees, Sammy Davis Jr., a nightclub of note and esteem, and a punched-out patron made the front page headlines in the afternoon papers. It wasn't a no-hitter, screamed the bold text of the Journal American.
It's a one-hitter.
It's a one-hitter. Yeah. The Yankees clubhouse was mobbed with reporters before the May 16th game. Yankees owner Dan Topping summoned the Copa Six, as they were largely being called in the media reports, into his office and fined each of them $1,000, which he rescinded after they won the pennant. Yeah, you guys are boys will be boys. You know what I mean? At the time, he was pissed, though. Quote, I warned you, sons of bitches, Topping screamed. Afterwards, Bauer asked Mantle when they had been warned, and Mantle said, you wasn't at that party.
No?
So you didn't get warned last time. Stengel benched the guys, like we said, except for Mantle, who hit great. New York tabloids piled on the coverage. Quote, which Yankee slugger doled out the big hit? Another Yankee headline read, inside bad boy Billy's birthday brawl.
Nice. Alliteration.
That's good stuff there. Got to stand out when there's that many papers. Weiss issued the statement that the Yankees have made a preliminary examination of the facts surrounding Billy Martin's birthday party, and that's the same thing we said. Now, after the game, Billy told Mickey that he was returning to his hotel to start packing. He said, I'm gone, partner. But you didn't do anything, Mickey said. Doesn't matter, Billy said. Doesn't matter. The next day, an item in the Washington Post said that Senators manager Charlie Dressen was weighing a trade offer from the Yankees. Billy and infielder Andy Carey for Washington third baseman Eddie Yost and pitcher Camilo Pascal or Pete Ramos. Now, Ramos we did an episode on.
Yeah?
Pistol Pete. There's an episode on him.
Yeah.
He's fucking crazy. He's a lot of fun. So we know he goes to the Yankees. So May 17th, 1957, that's all the trade. All the rumors around baseball are these trades. Yeah. This is going to happen. So Hammer and Hank Bauer here. Edwin Jones pressed charges against Bauer, who was charged with felonious assault. Asked by his lawyer if he hit Edwin Jones, Bauer, who was only hitting .203 at the time, said, hit him? I haven't hit anything or anybody all year. Nothing. He said, I was so...
That didn't hit him nor the ball.
Nor the ball.
Yeah.
Mickey, basically, who took the stand here in court, said, I was so drunk I didn't know who threw the first punch. A body came flying out and landed at my feet. At first, I thought it was Billy, so I picked him up. But when I saw it wasn't, I dropped him back down. Oh, never mind.
Not you.
It looked like Roy Rogers rode through the Copa on Trigger, and Trigger kicked the guy in the face. It's got a hearty laugh out of the jury, it said.
Yeah.
A little while later, they absolved Bauer of guilt. It did not help that Edwin Jones's memory of the night was sketchy and unconvincing, and no one else came forward to say they saw Jones being hit. Billy testified, denying he hit anyone that night. Jones, who lived to be 82, died in 1985.
Oh.
Yeah, his son, Edwin Jr., became a bar owner in Meridian, Connecticut. In 2011, he told his local newspaper that his father told him that Bauer jumped him in the bathroom. Mm-hmm. So who knows? Okay. Next up, June 14th here, Billy gets in another fight. I'll read from the Berkshire Eagle. There was even more action in the Yankees-White Sox game after Larry Doby of the White Sox had to hit the dirt in the first inning to avoid being struck by one of Art Dittmer's pitches. Doby and Dittmer swung at each other, and a number of other fights broke out involving Billy Martin, Bill Skowron, and Enos Slaughter of the Yanks on one side, and Walt Dropo and Doby of the White Sox on the other. Apparently, it was a real nasty brawl. It took 30 minutes to restore order.
Oh,
that's a brawl.
Yeah.
That's not just going out pushing each other, going, okay, we made a showing. That's guys are actually fighting.
That's a 30-minute fight.
Yeah. 4 suspensions, including one to Billy, were handed out. That was Tuesday, June 11th. Now, the trading deadline was that Saturday when the Yanks would be in Kansas City, where now Kansas City was like a second hometown to Weiss, so he's actually going on the trip. June 16th, 1957, Billy Martin traded to Kansas City to the Athletics for a bunch of people here, including Pistol Pete that we talked about here. So that's interesting. Now, stories differ about how Martin learned he'd been traded. The biographer said that Martin, out of the lineup of the game, was informed by the farm director, Lee McPhail, and that Stengel refused to see Martin. But Martin, in his autobiography, alleged that he'd been sitting in the bullpen and that Stengel came to inform him himself.
Okay.
So we don't know. From the book, it says, when Billy reached the visitors' clubhouse, Casey said, "You're gone." It was later learned that Casey had protected Billy from the Senators trade and 2 other trades, but Weiss was not to be dissuaded this time, not with this player in these circumstances, not when he wanted to send a message to the rest of the team. Besides, Kubek was already in New York, ready to play shortstop. For the Yankees' youth movement in the middle infield to be complete, Richardson had to take over at second. So Casey I guess he said that he told Billy that the Kansas City A's owner, Arnold Johnson, was coming to the clubhouse in a few minutes. Casey said, "I'm going to tell him what a great person and player you are." Billy said, "Don't you say that. Don't say that shit, Casey. When I needed you to protect me, you let me down, so don't say shit." And then the owner walked in, and Billy said, "Mr. Johnson, don't listen to him. I'll play my best for you. That's what you want, right?" Mm-hmm. And this guy nodded, and Billy said, "Okay, thank you," and then walked in and took a shower.
See you
Good.
Around. Yeah.
Richardson said, quote, "Billy was the most popular guy on that team. People had heard the trade rumors, but it never seemed real until it was official. Whitey and Mickey were crying in the locker room. Other players, too. I remember that I showered quickly and quietly dressed and boarded the bus that would take us back to our hotel in downtown Kansas City. The entire team was on the bus except Casey and Billy." Richardson, who was 21 years old at the time, said that the wait on the bus was nearly an hour. Finally, Stengel emerged from the ballpark alone, and then he came out and got on the bus. He walked by Casey and came up. And came up the aisle. The seat next to me was empty, and he sat down next to me, and he said, "Okay, kid, it's all yours now," meaning second base. Yeah. Richardson said, "I'll never forget it. He told me I was going to be a great player. He said I was good enough to just take my time and listen to Casey." So 2 weeks later, in an interview with the New York Times, Billy recalled the night he was traded. He said, "I can't explain how I felt. I heard Casey say, 'You're gone,' and yet I was sort of numb, unable to think, hear, or feel. He told me how much I meant to the ball club and to him, and that's what I think I heard." So Billy said, "My heart was broken," later on.
Yeah.
So they also said later on that no one wore the Yankees uniform more proudly than Billy. It was like a fraternity jacket to him. Now, he said basically after that, him and Casey Stengel hardly ever spoke again.
Really?
Yeah, he was mad. Yeah.
Broke his heart.
He said Billy would not talk to Stengel again for nearly 7 years, an estrangement that disheartened both men. It was a rift driven by Billy, who not only avoided Casey when the two were at the same ballparks, but generally did not talk about Casey to reporters either. He just pretended like he was dead or something.
Yeah.
Casey stewed in silence, still praising his former protege when his name came up. Casey also sent missives to Billy asking for a reunion or at least a phone conversation. Billy ignored the invitations. Years later, Billy explained his frame of mind. He said, "I couldn't bring myself to be the same way with him, to act like nothing happened. I thought we had a pact, like two members of the same family. I thought he would protect me forever, and I could not forgive him, at least not for many years."
Sure.
He said when Billy finally made an effort to reconcile with Casey in '64, he conceded Casey was not to blame for the falling out. He said, "I wasn't the same for quite a stretch there. Loyalty's everything to me, and I felt betrayed. I was bitter that I had given the Yankees everything I had, and they'd cut me loose, and mad at Casey for being a part of that." But what are you going to do? It's business, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking business. Anyway, he hit .241 that year, so didn't do too great. His sister Pat recalled that after the trade to Kansas City, she thought she saw an increase in his drinking. She said it wasn't like he was drunk a lot, but a drink was more important to him. And boy, my mother got on him about that. All her life, she screamed about him about alcohol. "Stop drinking so much," she would yell. Billy was usually all fun and games. For a while there, he wasn't the same. He wasn't drinking for fun anymore. He was drinking to make it hurt, stop hurting. Yeah.
Right.
He said, June 15th, that was the day I was traded from the Yankees to the Kansas City A's. We played on Saturday night, and I was a Yankee. On Sunday afternoon, I was with the A's. I was destroyed. I hit a home run and a double that Sunday afternoon and didn't feel one bit of joy as I went around the bases. Everyone was saying, "What a competitor." Ha! I felt like nothing. I was just sad. That was before the day when players played for dollars. That was when you played for pride. Guys go from team to team now, never dropping a tear, never blinking an eye, and it all doesn't matter as long as that paycheck keeps coming. Me, I never got over that trade. I think I went straight downhill from that moment as a player. I lost my spirit with that trade. Yeah, you know what, though, when you have $80 million in the bank, it's a lot easier to adjust to things that come at you. It's just a lot easier. I would assume, obviously. I don't have $80 million.
Some things hurt much less. Yeah.
Things are going to hurt much less. If you make $20,000 a year and even adjusted for inflation, not that much, not a wealthy, huge, you're not living in a mansion.
No.
You live in a nice, decent house. You drive a decent car, but you're not a wealthy person. That's a much bigger deal at that point to you because it's everything's a bigger deal. But $80 million will take the sting out of a lot of shit, I would think. For me, anyway. I could handle most shit if you give me that
call me
kind
a
of
lot
money.
more things.
Oh, I couldn't care less. 1957, Kansas City Athletics, 59 and 94.
Okay.
So basically a reverse of the Yankees.
Yeah.
They finished 7th in the American League. They suck. Their
Not
attendance
good.
is 6th out of 8 teams. Just a complete, like a night and day for the Yankees here. That kind of sucks. On this team, who do we have here? Cleet Boyer. There's a guy that we know.
Yeah, Cleet's good.
Cleet Boyer. There's a couple guys that are the kind of deep cuts that some people might know, but otherwise it is a lot of guys you've never fucking heard of. Tim Thompson, guys like that. Yeah. July 8th, 1957, Billy here, a friend, it's just from a newspaper article, the Berkeley Gazette from Berkeley. A friend called Saturday to say that Billy Martin had been seen making the rounds Friday night. So I phoned his home Saturday evening to inquire about the visit. "May I speak to Billy Martin?" I asked. "Sorry," replied his sister Joan. "He's in the tub." "Thanks," I said. "I'll call back in 15 minutes. Just a minute," said Joan again on the phone. "He just left. I'll see if I can get him back." And he said, "What brings you home, Billy?" And she came back. "Oh," he said, "I got hit on the wrist by a wild throw by Dick Donovan of the White Sox. He really let me have it. I threw up my hands to protect my face, and the ball caught me on my left wrist. My hand's all puffed up now. Got it in a half cast. I tried the whirlpool up at Cal yesterday. I'm going to soak at Seals Stadium tomorrow. That's the old San Francisco Seals PCL team. My hand is still sore as heck. Can't move the fingers. They said, how do you feel about being traded to Kansas City? He said, oh, everything's all right with me, Jim. There are several real nice guys on the KC club, and I'm happy just as long as I'm playing ball. They said, I guess you miss Mickey Mantle. Do you two write each other?
Uh-huh.
He says, no, we never bother to write, but we phone each other about every day. We'll still get together in the off season.
Just about every day.
Just about every day they keep in touch with each other, and that lasted forever. It's just, yep. He said, what's new with you, Billy? You're going to remarry? Bought that Berkeley restaurant yet, or have they measured you for TV in Kansas City? And he said, oh, there isn't a damn thing new with me, Jim. Not a thing. Anyway, I got to go. I'm supposed to knock off a couple beers with Mel Duzabo, and I'm overdue. I'll be seeing you this fall. I need some Cal football tickets.
Yeah.
Okay. So Billy is having a hard time with losing. And he said, it gets so that you don't want to go anywhere or do anything. You just want to sit around and pout. I was with the Yankees 8 years, and we used to lose once in a while. Now we lose a lot. Then you go home and you think about it, about what you can do personally to help, and all you can do is try.
Yeah.
That's got to be a big difference. Just a big fucking difference, man. September 3rd, 1957, why the Yanks broke up the Billy Martin gang.
Why'd they do it?
It's a newspaper article. Billy Martin was Casey Stengel's boy, a winning ball player, a firebrand who gave the ball club everything he had in him. How come the Yankees traded him? Was it really because Yankees general manager George Weiss was spotted a need for a left-handed hitting and went after Harry Simpson? Or is it, as the current issue of Sport magazine suggests, that Billy the Kid didn't fit the so-called Yankee mold, shun scandal, keep your name out of the gossip column, be courteous but reserved, act kindly toward small boys and puppies, etc., etc.? Sport put it to Martin, do you think you influenced Mantle? Martin said, sure. We roomed together and hung around together, and he led the league in everything. I only wish he influenced me like I influenced him. How can you be a bad influence on 6 pennant winners? That's a good question.
Great point, yeah.
How does that happen? I wish I could influence the A's like I influenced the Yankees.
Yeah.
They said, did you take Mickey Mantle to hot spots? They act like it was Mickey Mantle's like, where are we going tonight? Like he was,
Where are we
okay,
going,
Davey.
guys?
Like, yeah, what are you
Just
talking
show
about?
me the way.
It's so stupid. He said, took him no place. We went together. Hot spots. We used to go to the Stage Delicatessen. That's a hot spot. They got a hot pastrami sandwich there. I took him to church with me a couple of times. He said I took him out for pastrami in church. He said, isn't it that Martin's bitter about being traded? Mind you, it's just this very proud young man is bitter about the bad influence that's gotten about him. Says Sport, quote, there's no quick undoing an impression that springs full-blown out of Broadway columns, and at the moment, Martin is the victim of a few dozen careless lines of type. He was traded as an expendable ball player, but he was judged as an indiscreet man.
Yes.
Martin has a ready answer and a fast mind and an undeniable cockiness, but as DeRocher and Charlie Dressen and a dozen other men have demonstrated, they can make for sensational managing. Yeah. Managers can be crazy. It's fine.
Sure. Yeah.
It's totally fine.
Yeah.
The suspicion is that Billy Martin will have far longer than his playing days finally to square accounts, meaning they think he's going to be a manager someday. 1957, at the end of the year, September, the Red Sox want Billy Martin, and so do the Chicago White Sox. Everybody wants Billy Martin all of a sudden now. The Red Sox want him as a second baseman. Chicago wants him to play third. Interesting. Chicago would have Fox at second, Aparicio at short, and Martin at third. So they're talking about where he would go. 57 altogether for the year. Martin hits 251 with 10 homers and 39 RBI.
Not bad.
Not great, not terrible. He actually played better with the Yankees he played better with Kansas City than he played with the Yankees, which is interesting. Then the next day, the Tigers are after him.
Really?
They want him too. The Tigers, he said Detroit's chief interest is in Billy Martin of Kansas City. Al Smith of Cleveland, so that's who they're going after here. Interesting. Right under this here, lots of people want Billy Martin.
Yeah.
But this ad wants boys.
Oh?
It says boys wanted, boys.
Oh,
That's the ad. If you have some spare time after school, call 4-4533.
Oh, my
God.
This is way too vague, guys.
We have several openings for young boys to sell papers. Thank you.
All right.
In the Burlington Business and Shopping District. Thank God. It was scary for a while there. We want boys. Hey, boys. Got some time after school and a rock-hard little dick?
Did I say
Call this number.
Did I mention we want boys?
Boys.
Calling all boys.
So November 21st, 1957, Billy Martin is among a lot of players traded today. A 13-player trade between the Tigers and A's.
What?
That is
Half the
huge. That is an enormous trade. That's crazy. So he's going to end up in Detroit now.
Okay.
Which so there he goes. They said Billy's take charge attitude should help the other players. We need someone talking pennant down in Florida in spring training. Mm-hmm. So they need somebody right from the start. Christmas Eve, 1957, Tigers manager is happy because of Billy Martin. That's the thing there. He's going to have a happy Christmas season because he got Billy Martin, he says. So he signs officially with the Tigers. He feels they're ready to make a run at the pennant in 58. He says, I believe this is the year the Tigers can win the pennant, and I'm going to do everything I can to help the Tigers win the pennant. They finished fourth the year before. So, I mean, that's a stretch, but he's going to say it's going to work. This year, they're 77-77. Fifth.
Right in the middle.
Not a pennant, no. Fifth in the American League, right there in the middle of it all. They have Jim Bunning. I remember Jim Bunning's I think he's a Hall of Famer. Trying to see who else. Al Kaline, there's a Hall of Famer. Al Kaline used to work for Sears installing refrigerators in the off season. No shit. He did it he had like a 25-year career. He did it every single year of his career.
What year is that?
1958.
I mean, what is installing a refrigerator? That's just wheeling it in and plugging it in, right?
Back then, I don't know. I
guess you got to move it.
He would be moving refrigerators.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they had fucking wheels back then.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the quote unquote installation. It's the fucking moving it.
It's the fact that he works for Sears and he's a Hall of Fame baseball player.
Yeah, he went into Sears and talked to the HR lady.
It's fucking insane. That's the problem. Yeah, that's crazy. So a lot of other guys here on this team. So anyway, they said they were, I guess, not players raised in the Yankee way, nor did they want to be. Billy yelled at Tigers players who he believed were not focused enough. He tried the intimidation the Yankees veterans had used on him, getting in guys' faces in the dugout. Don't fuck with my money, he barked orders on the field in his high-pitched voice. Hey, don't fuck with my money. None of it went over well. It did not help that among the Tigers' biggest problems was Billy, whom the Tigers had decided to turn into a shortstop, something Billy had never been for more than a few games. It was a failed experiment. Billy did not have the range of a major league shortstop, and now at 30, he had other limitations too. He made 20 errors in 1958, the most in any season of his career. The Detroit fans, who had berated him for years as a hated Yankee, were not any happier to see him, and he would be booed mercilessly. So, Billy insists in 58, in the upcoming season, that the Yankees can be beaten, and Detroit's the team to do it. Yeah. He said that it's going to happen. He said they'll be deep in the soup defensively if anything should happen to Hank Bauer or Mickey Mantle in the outfield. He said, who are they going to play out there, Slaughter or Simpson? The old guys he hated before. He says he can do it. He says, the real reason I feel the Tigers can win is they've got good pitching, hitting, and strong defense. Oh, well, that's good.
Right.
That's all the stuff you need. So now they say the Yankees' presence, or Martin's presence in Tigers camp, has instilled more spirit in the club. Meanwhile, they all hated him. Newspaper bullshit. May 29th, 1958, Billy Martin annoys Williams is the headline here. In the shift, Billy Martin, the Tigers' spirited, tricky little leader, was bothering Williams to no end yesterday until umpires told the shortstop to cease and desist. As Williams batted, Martin moved directly behind second base in line with the pitcher's mound. as Larry delivered. Martin would jump, giving Ted Williams the task of picking up the fastball out of the background of two moving white uniforms. It's the reason why there's a batter's eye in center field, so it doesn't get mixed up. Billy would be his own fucking...
Sure.
He'd get behind him, so all he could see is his uniform, and he wouldn't pick up the ball as fast. Williams beefed to Joe Paparella. The umpire warned Billy to fucking stay put, asshole.
Yeah.
Martin said, I was merely moving to my right or left to field it wherever Williams might hit it. There's no rule against that, and I wasn't disrupting him by waving my arms or pulling any stunts.
Yeah.
Martin said he later complained to the umpire that Jimmie Pietragallo, Boston center fielder, was in line of flight with the pitch. He said, but they said the rule applies only to infielders. He said, Jimmie Pietragallo's right behind him out there. What's the difference? Which is very fucking funny. Detroit manager Jack Teague called Martin the key to our future. Okay. But they don't have as much talent as the Yankees had on the field is the problem. June 15th, 1958, they said it was, here's from the newspaper, the Daily News, it was typical of the cocky Billy Martin to defend his outgoing manager, Jack Teague, by stating flatly, we, the players, are to blame. If we played as well as we know how, we'd be up there where we belong in first division. But the hired hands loused everything up, so they fired the manager. So, yeah, he's fired.
Yeah.
They're like, we got you, now, Billy Martin.
Yeah.
What the fuck? They're like, well, these guys aren't as good. You just gave me Billy Martin. Yeah. Billy Martin needs a Mickey Mantle to encourage. Yeah, we don't have that.
Billy Martin can be all the Billy Martin he wants to, but if there's nobody to rile up, then it doesn't matter.
That's the fucking thing here. So June 11th, 1958 here, Billy Martin's going to go cheer up a kid.
Okay.
Carol Zaleweski, a 12-year-old Detroit girl who underwent delicate heart surgery at University Hospital this morning, happily holds a telegram from Billy Martin, Detroit Tigers shortstop. He wished her good luck on her operation and told her the entire baseball team was pulling for her. Mm-hmm. There she is right here. Nice 12-year-old girl.
Oh. Yeah.
She, of course, died during the operation.
Of course she did.
No, she didn't. I don't think she did, actually. That'd be amazing if she... That's the last picture. That's the last picture. It said, good luck with your operation. They're all pulling for you. She said it was the first telegram she's ever gotten. She was a little skeptical when a university hospital nurse handed it to her. She hesitated opening it, but when she did, she said, wow. She said after that, she knew she was going to pull through. She's a big baseball fan and loves the Tigers and thinks Billy Martin is, quote, the greatest. He's the greatest. Yeah. She said that she loves baseball and she can't wait to go to a game, quote, when this valve thing is fixed.
So it's trivializing something as important as a valve.
No shit. Now this, I guess she was born with a pulmonary valve fault. The valve through which the heart pumps blood to the lungs fails to open completely, forcing a heavy strain on her heart. This is nothing now.
No.
This is nothing now. Nothing.
This is overnight. You don't even
fix
stay.
This,
you go home.
No fucking problem. But back then, this was a delicate open heart surgery. Yeah, they said Carolyn's father, Robert, is a worker at Ford Motor Company in the company's River Rouge plant. Carolyn had distinguished company at the hospital yesterday as Chiang Kai-shek's wife, the president of China's wife, stopped to chat with her in the pediatrics ward during a tour of the hospital.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Billy ends up at third base. He shifted to third base for the Tigers here, which is interesting here. Billy Martin now, it says, here's an article that says, Billy Martin in own clown act, in quotes. Okay. One quiet evening in the Sereno Hotel lobby in St. Petersburg, Florida, Billy Martin took to clowning around Ben Epstein, a baseball writer for the New York Daily Mirror. Ben was chatting with friends, and he tried to continue the conversation on abstractedly by swiping at Martin as though brushing at a mosquito while the Yankee second baseman danced about, throwing playful jabs. Yeah. Martin made a sudden rush and grappled with him. The attack took Ben to the carpet with the athlete astride his chest. What happened next may have consumed a second, though it seemed less. There was a flutter of scuffling, like the beating of wings. Then Martin was on his back, one arm pinioned in a wrist lock, the other shackled in leg scissors. Ben crouched over him. His forefinger and little finger of his free hand were poised rigidly an inch from Martin's eyes. How much do you make with the Yankees? Ben asked softly. Casey Stengel never knew to this moment how his second baseman got the sore shoulder that kept him out of the exhibition games for a week. Subsequently, Martin was to have an experience with a bowler at the Copacabana, but never again would he mess around with a wrestler. He didn't know this guy was like a college wrestler.
Yeah.
So this guy just grabbed him and twisted him in a pretzel. He's like, oh, I thought we were playing around. Holy shit.
Trying to gouge his fucking eyes out, too.
Yeah, but that's how he hurt his shoulder, not like he said it was. This year he hits 255, so he's a 250-something hitter at this point here. Then they're disappointed at the end of the season. It said Billy Martin was expected to bring the Tigers a flag. How's he going to win? You need pitching.
You're right.
They say Billy Martin's been a major disappointment. So say some baseball fans. It could be a bum rap. He was heralded 6 months ago as the inspiration for the lackadaisical baseball team known as the Detroit Tigers. He was another messiah. Billy came to Detroit after the Yankees staged a celebration at the Copacabana. He was traded to Kansas City then to the Tigers. They said there was a lot of printed nonsense about whether he could play shortstop or not. He's a professional, Casey Stengel is remembered saying. Put him anywhere and he'll do a job for you. Okay. Also saying he could play shortstop anytime, all this type of shit. And I guess he didn't play shortstop well, so they're very disappointed. They said then he moved Martin to third base. Then he moved him out of the lineup entirely in favor of Inman Vial and Rene Bertoia, a rookie shortstop and veteran third sacker, both distinguished for abilities to scare opposing pitchers. Recently, Billy was put back on third as the Tigers were making a determined pitch for a first division finish. I thought I was playing a pretty good shortstop when they moved me, Martin said. Well, you had 20 errors. Not really. They said Billy was over-publicized as a take-charge guy. They said, we all well recalled as an incident back in July. The Orioles gave him the business one day from the dugout. The Tigers were then in the cellar. Hey, Martin, are you the inspirational leader that led the club into the basement? They were yelling at him.
Sure.
Truth is, Martin never posed as a leader. That's the manager's job. He's a second baseman. They played him out of position all year and expected an inspirational pennant miracle out of him. Yeah, that's what it is. You can't be pissed off at that. That's fucking ridiculous. That if you're into that and you're listening to Billy and you're like, Billy isn't to blame, I should take him out to the movies.
To blame?
We could go to the Pocomoke Drive-In Theater.
Oh, the Pocomoke?
The Pocomoke Drive-In Theater.
Yikes.
Where starting tomorrow for 7 big days, The Garden of Eden will be playing in color.
Who is that? Who's in that?
Photographed in a real nudist park. It's just nude people walking around under the supervision and with the approval of the American Sunbathing Association.
It's just random people.
The American Sunbathing Association?
Yeah.
Oh, well, if you have their approval and their supervision, then obviously it's fine.
Yeah.
Adults only. So there's that. October 7th, 1958, he's traded to the Indians.
Okay.
He's really getting around here in the last 2 years. Holy shit. That's a lot. He said he's not upset.
Yeah.
He said he got his first word of the trade when he returned from an all-day quail hunt.
Oh.
He said McHale needed relief pitchers and Lane needed a second baseman, and there you have it. That's all. Very simple.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to look too deep into it. He said, when I went to Detroit, I was hopeful. We had the personnel, but somehow we just couldn't click. So December 18th, 1958, he officially signs with Cleveland for the year here. So now they're saying that the addition of Billy Martin could make the Tribe a contender. In the AL race.
Here we go.
They keep putting a lot on him just because he's from teams that won a lot, that had great rosters all the way up and down.
And it was all him. He did it all.
It was all him.
He taught Mickey Mantle everything he knows.
Everything. Taught him how to drink, taught him how to hit, taught him all of it. 1959 Indians, 89-65, second in the American League. So not terrible, actually. Good. Had a real run at the pennant here. April 23rd, 1959. This is interesting. The controversial Mr. Martin, and they're talking about in this article. For the past couple of years, Billy Martin, the big league baseball player, has been the constant topic of conversation among local sportsmen. Many think that Billy's a great baseball player, while others have called him a bum. Petaluma's Mr. Baseball, Mock Lucchese, has always been a strong supporter of Billy Martin, and by doing so, he's gotten into many friendly arguments. Today, we are quoting from Don Wolf's column, which appears in the Toledo Sunday Blade. When asked what he thought of Billy Martin, Detroit trainer Jack Hommel gave this answer. Billy Martin's the biggest phony in baseball. He's the worst we ever had on the Tigers. He went on to say that Martin lacks courage, even of his own convictions, and would beg off playing for the slightest reason. Whenever a good pitcher was due to work against us, Martin came up with ailments that haven't made the medical books yet. The only record he ever set in baseball was taking 9 days to recover from a one-day virus.
Oh?
The trainer, taking note that Martin said he had to play with separated ribs, added, "If you'll look at the record, we did our best playing when Martin was out of the lineup. He didn't volunteer to play. We had to beg and coax him and build up his courage by telling him he was brave and good, and he kept telling the sports writers he was. A few times when the opposing pitcher was fast, I was afraid we'd have to send someone up to the plate with Martin to hold his hands and keep him from shaking."
Oh, shit.
Martin's ailments got so bad we thought we might have to get one trainer just for him and one for the rest of the club. If all the adhesive tape we used on Billy was stretched end to end, it might equal the length of his winter press releases. It won't take long for Cleveland to discover Martin's reluctance to play. Soon he'll be traded off and he'll go on to the next ball club, blasting Frank Lane and the Indians and promising to deliver the pennant to his new team. But wherever Martin goes, he better take a magnifying glass with him if he wants anyone to be sure of seeing his batting average. It's plain to see that Hommel doesn't think much of Martin's ability as a baseball player. When Hommel arrives in this area back again, you can bet your bottom dollar that his good friend Mock Lucchese will give him quite an argument on the question of Mr. Martin. Billy's going to punch him if he sees him. That's it.
You better take it easy. Yeah.
Period and end of fucking story, basically. But June 25th, 1959, Billy's benched with an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Injury to his right shoulder. He fell while making a spectacular play to make a catch, actually, on a bunt in the seventh inning. So he'll be out indefinitely, they say. June 29th, 1959, back in uniform, suffered a torn shoulder muscle, but he said he could play now, or he's getting back to it. July 23rd, re-injured again. So he figured out a way to not have to play for these losers, basically.
Just keep pretending, or at least just milking or leaning into the injury. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Although just 31 years old, Billy was also having trouble with his knees, especially the left one that took much of the pounding from sliding base runners at second base. In 1959, his left knee started giving out on him periodically. He would run to his left and stumble to stay upright. He was also warring with his manager, Joe Gordon, the Yankees Hall of Fame second baseman from 38 to 50. Gordon did not like the way Billy turned the double play either. Here we go again with this bullshit. Yeah. Billy made just one error at second base in 59, but it cost the Indians a game, and afterwards Gordon criticized Billy, saying that Billy did not field the Yankee way, certainly not as Gordon had done in his time in New York. Yeah. Incensed, Billy had someone in the Indians' public relations department look up Gordon's fielding records. Then Billy passed the statistics around to Cleveland writers. Yeah. Gordon committed 188 errors in 7 Yankee seasons.
Wow.
Billy committed 42 errors in his 7th season as a Yankee. So Gordon was pissed off with this, obviously. He didn't like the receipts on that one. We got stats.
Yeah, we got numbers that prove things.
Oh, God. August 5th, 1959, Martin, who did not wear a batting helmet, is hit in the head by a pitch from Tex Clevenger, breaking his cheekbone and knocking him out cold. And also fucking him up kind of from here on in.
Yeah.
The first game of a doubleheader, he singled the tying and winning runs home for the Indians, led off the second game, and the third pitch was a fastball to his head. It was on purpose, probably. The pitch knocked him to the ground. Blood was pouring out of his nose and ears.
Yeah. Wait.
Wow.
That's like a brain injury. Yeah.
That's not good. Cleveland catcher Russ Nixon was the first player to reach him, because he's right there. He said, "I never saw a man look so dead."
Yeah.
He didn't even flutter or move. Then his face swelled up like a beehive in minutes. By the time they brought out the stretcher, Billy was moving a little and moaning, but he couldn't talk. His face was crushed.
That's like a brain or a skull fracture.
Well, everything's broken. Yeah. He had a fractured jaw and a broken cheekbone, which probably
from one baseball. Yeah.
That'll probably, if it punctures a sinus or something, will get you good. He was brought to Georgetown University Hospital. He had surgeries to fix his bones, and he was swollen and stitched, and he looked horrifying. It was terrible. Yeah. Clevenger had been a dependable pitcher to that point with a career record of 23-21. He was only 29 years old, but he hadn't started a lot of games up to this point, and he only started 11 more, and he retired. This fucked him all up.
Jesus Christ.
He didn't like doing this. He thought it was tough. So, he said him and Billy sat there crying in the hotel room or in the hospital room. Jesus Christ, that's a mess, man. So Martin's got to stay in the hospital for a week. Yeah. September 4th, 59, he's back with the club after all his hospital visits and all that kind of shit and his surgery. September 23rd, 1959, Billy is to get married again.
Again?
He's going to marry airline stewardess Gretchen Winkler. That's what you did back then. Yeah. At the Desert Inn in Las Vegas. Yeah. Oh, she's probably smoking hot. Yeah. Best man will be Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle.
That's right.
Shit, yeah.
Ushers will be Woody Held, Whitey Ford, Jimmy Pearsall, and pitcher Bob Lemon. With Martin at second base, the Indians finished 1959 5 games behind the White Sox and ahead of the third-place Yankees. Despite the relatively good finish, Martin was embittered, contending that if manager Joe Gordon had used him properly, the Indians could have won the pennant. He hit .260 this year. That's what he does. 9 home runs, 24 ribbies. That's what you're getting when you sign the guy. Well, I'm expecting more out of him because you think maybe he should be like superhuman is crazy. So he gets married to this stewardess, Gretchen Ann Winkler, and they left for a 2-week honeymoon in Italy. Yeah. Wow, it was a 2-minute ceremony. The second marriage for him. It was at the Desert Inn Hotel.
I've never been anywhere for 2 weeks. That sounds so great.
Imagine being on a vacation for 2 weeks.
God,
that's
Jesus.
Insane. Wow. About 50 persons attended the reception after they were married.
Yeah.
There you go. Detroit restaurant owner was, okay. I guess Mickey Mantle was supposed to be the best man, but he couldn't make the trip there. Yeah. So some Detroit restaurant owner is his best man. Yeah. There we go. Gretchen, his new wife, said, "He made you love him. He looked you right in the eye and commanded your attention. When Billy was talking to me, I was the only person that mattered in the room." Yeah. Then the Indians trade him and a few other people to Cincinnati.
Uh-oh. Yeah, he's going.
Jesus Christ, he can't fucking win here. They said getting him gives us a pretty good infield, the best one Cleveland had for many years, both offensively and defensively. They said we gave up a fine pitcher, blah, 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 blah. Guess what they think he could do? He could bring them a pennant.
How many? How many is that?
Oh, my God. One headline says he's a quiet young man, but he doesn't mince any words.
Yeah.
They call him a bad boy and all this type of shit. He said that when Joe Gordon didn't like him, he said Joe Gordon, quote, would play a 70-year-old woman before he would have played me last year. I don't know why he didn't like me, but that doesn't make any difference. I'd play my worst enemy if I could. I'd play with my worst enemy if he could help me win ball games. That's all he's about. So anyway, he opens a restaurant at this point.
Yeah, in
Billy's
in
Sarah Square.
Where at?
This is in where is this? I'm looking. I think it's in New York.
Yeah.
Had a yellow and green facade, the future colors of the Oakland A's, not yet, and was in a shopping plaza near the commuter train station. Oh, I think it's by home. Yeah. Newspaper advertisements in 59 invited customers to sit in its rocking chair lounge. The menu was Italian with lots of seafood. Mickey Mantle and Don Drysdale attended the grand opening, which got the restaurant's publicity in every Bay Area newspaper and television news station. Yeah. Nick DeGennaro went to work there as a bartender and recalled on that opening night the place was so busy they needed 8 bartenders to keep up.
Jesus.
Yeah. Throughout the winter of that year, they said they needed at least 4 bartenders, and Billy was a constant presence. I bet he owns a bar now. Yeah. He and Gretchen had rented an apartment in Oakland where they would live up until the Cincinnati Reds opened their spring training in Tampa. And Gretchen said, Billy was very good working the room and talking to the guests. For a while, everybody came and the place was kind of a buzz. We would all be there all the time. Billy loved to dance and he was a fabulous dancer, good enough that he once appeared on Arthur Murray's dance TV show. What the fuck?
Yeah.
When a band would play on the restaurant on the weekends, Billy would also sing.
Yeah.
They asked Gretchen if he was a good singer, and she said, I used to tell him he needed to practice. So no.
Thanks.
One night, Gretchen and Billy were sitting in a booth facing the front door when a tall man walked through the door. I gasped and my mouth flew open, Gretchen said. I turned to Billy and said, "That has to be your father." And it was. I can't say I ever saw Billy speechless or at a loss for words, but he was at that moment. They sat down and talked. It was awkward. That night was the quietest that I ever saw Billy. His dad, who looked like him except taller, sat with us for quite a while, and he did most of the talking. He was talking about how he wasn't proud of not being around when Billy was growing up, but he said that Billy's mom wouldn't let him near Billy. Billy was so cordial, and so with his father, and so was his father, and it was nice they got to reconnect. But you could also see that it wasn't going to go too far. Billy was a little out of sorts. I don't think he ever saw his father again after that night.
Really?
Yeah. So during that winter, Billy brought Gretchen to his mother's house to teach her to cook.
Ma, show this woman.
Ma, show her fucking lasagna is an embarrassment, Ma.
I'm so tired of sandwiches.
Ma, I can't do it no more. I'm telling you right now. Forget it. Her scungili is a cry for help, Ma. You got to help me here. He said that you could see that she didn't really want me to learn. That's what Gretchen said, that he'd leave me there with her while she was supposed to be teaching me how to make baked ravioli or whatever. Yeah. But you could see that she didn't really want me to learn. She would leave ingredients out, and when I went to the restroom, she did 3 steps while I was gone and wouldn't tell me what they were.
Yeah.
She wanted Billy to rely on her for food. She probably wanted to make sure her recipes kept Billy coming back, which is understandable, I guess, but she wasn't welcoming in any other way either. She was a troublesome little woman. That is fucking amazing. Now, the restaurant that he's going here, spring of 1960, he leaves for spring training. The restaurant did well for the winter for about 6 months, but then the crowds dwindled because Billy's not hanging out there anymore.
Yeah.
And after 18 months of being open, it closes down.
Yeah.
And one of the managers said, to own a restaurant, you have to be there all the time. None of us could do that. So just couldn't do it. He said, we had a lot of fun while it lasted. So we will pick up next time with 1960 and the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah.
And when we were really starting to get into Billy's drinking and fighting a lot more.
Sure, yeah.
This was kind of like Billy's transitional phase from
baseball
superstar
to,
ball player to kind
business
of figuring out who he, business owner, restaurateur, trying to figure out who the fuck he is and what's going on and what he's doing. So it's interesting. So we will definitely get back into that next time. We'll start there. You should definitely head to whatever app you're listening on and give us 5 stars. It helps out so much. It really does. We don't know why. Also, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets for all the live shows. We have Seattle on October 18th. I guess the options are dwindling here.
You only got 4,
and 3 of them are sold out.
Right,
so,
and then the virtual. That's all you got.
And you got the virtual live show, though. Wherever you are in the world, all you need is to have internet, and you can watch a live show, just like a regular live show. The screen with the pictures, the story, us, jokes, everything like that. It's Halloween, so we're going to be wearing costumes as well. That takes place on Thursday, October 30th, and it's available for 2 weeks to watch after that, too. So you can watch it as much as you want. Get in there and watch it. It's going to be a great fucking time. We have a really weird case picked out. It's going to be so much fun. So do that. Shutupandgivememurder.com. Also follow on social media at Crime and Sports. And certainly get yourself Patreon, everybody. My God. Patreon.com/Crime in Sports is where you get all the bonus material. Anybody, $5 a month or above, you're going to get so much stuff. Hundreds of back episodes you've never heard immediately upon subscription. New ones every other week. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder, including this week, which you're going to get for Crime and Sports. We're going to talk about those old MTV Rock and Jock specials because that's just hilarious.
Yeah.
They did bowling at one point. Did you know that?
What? I
didn't know that. So we'll talk all about that, and then we will definitely do that. Then for Small Town Murder, we're going to talk about that documentary, Unknown Number, where the woman harasses her own daughter, and it's the craziest thing I've ever heard. We've had so many requests for that. We have to do that. So that's how you do that. Patreon.com/Crime in Sports. That said, Jimmie.
Oh, boy.
You also get a show. You also get everything ad-free on Patreon.
Don't forget
and
that.
a shout out. Jimmie, hit me with the names of the most wonderful people in the world who would never, ever move us out of position and then blame us for not winning a pennant. Jimmie, hit me with them right now.
This week's executive producer, Brian Cush Flower Child BMX. It's a lot to say.
That's a lot of stuff.
I don't know what all that means. Gary
awesome.
Howard, Elena
Smoke weed,
Zambo.
I ride bikes.
Yeah.
Gary. Hello, Gary.
And Elena, she's lovely. She's Canadian. Toronto.
Thank you.
Matter of fact. Kyle
Thank you,
Norweg,
Torontonian.
another guy, terrific. I think he's in England. I can't remember. I think so.
Well, thank you.
But Olivia's 17. Happy birthday, Olivia.
Well,
That's
happy
Jenny Coon's
birthday,
kid, I
Olivia.
think. Jenna didn't say if that's her child. She said it's Olivia's birthday, so we have to tell her.
Some 17-year-old named Olivia.
yeah.
We wish you a happy
birthday. Franny Hitsky, also somebody been around. She's in Australia. She was going to come to a show. She's incredibly sick. Don't eat tainted meat. Poor Franny is dealing.
Don't
Tim,
do that.
she's destroyed about it too. Tim Teisler, Dubrovko Zaja. I don't know what that means. It means Oak Grove. That's what it means. And they're very depressed now because of the Small Town Murder Show from Oak Grove.
That episode?
Yeah. Jonathan
That'll do it.
Batchelor and Ian Elliott. Those are executive. Thank you all so much for
Thank
everything
you,
you
guys.
do.
You guys are
Other
awesome.
producers
Thank you,
this week
everybody.
are Peyton Meadows, Ryan Bender. Oh, boy. Happy Hour checking in Greeley, Colorado. Happy Hour is on
That's
the tour
nicer.
of the worst towns in America.
That's better than we were at one place. I remember.
Oh,
it was
he
really
goes
bad.
to the worst place.
El Paso.
El
That's where he was.
Paso.
Yeah, that's
He goes to-
worse than Greeley.
Poor bastard.
Greeley.
Janice
Looks like
Hill.
Eden.
Yeah, and Albuquerque, all kinds of New Mexico shit. Devin James, Lauren Bender, another Bender, Jesus. Kay Perry, Andrea Ranieri, Darcy D, Becca Keel, Daphne Young, Jake with no last name, LMO with no last name, Colin Andrade, Todd Nickel, Nick. What Loperfido, Don Carpenter, Brandon Wetherell, Robert Phillips, Gabrielle Betton, Holden Roberts. Okay, that is a real name. Charles Moore. I was trying to figure out what's a Roberts.
what character?
Right.
Yeah.
What are we holding? Got it. All right. Charles Moore,
Yeah.
Danzines, 1987. Devin Prout, Galad Harain, what? Sheila McCommons, Doug Carlton, Evie McKenzie, Coley Stroud, Cindy with no last name, Dean Goldsmith, Reese with no last name, Danielle with no last name, Garrett with no last name, Peggy Metzger, Melissa Dickinson, Jenny with no last name, M. Casper, 1996, Melissa F., Aaron Williams, Ryan, nope, that's Sally Redmond, Mitchell.
Right. Oh, Sally and Ryan. I mix those up all the time. Understandable.
Common mistake. Mitchell Gildea, he's terrific on Instagram. Natalie Nelson, Jane Fitzpatrick, Big Nate, Robin Adamson, RPS GT. What? I don't know what one of those is. Cloister Moist, when your cloister is dry. I don't know what that is. James Bignell maybe.
Yeesh.
B with no last name. Jonathan Garcia, Memo Lira, Jaden Sevier, Carrie Palmer, Connie Below Spencer. Evidently, she's under Spencer. Craig
Under Spencer,
Breeze,
okay.
Evan Hozinski, Amber Jean Goodman, Renee Mitrovich, Nikki Nelson Rowley, Judy Irby, Lilith with no last name, like Fair, Melissa with no last name, Sharon Concannon, Bambi Lynn, Lane Sears, Kevin V, Aaron Tricker, Laura Walker, AJ Mahule, Sarah Mayle. Malie? I don't know. Jay? Nope, that's Steven. Nope, it's Steve Cessna. Deanna or Dina.
That's better.
Melanie Pacific. Kuro Kabata. Megan Reese. Elizabeth Ihorn. Lana Ayad. Sydney with no last name. Delilah Waggy. Stacy Williamson. Alex Tinker. Amanda Loth. Eddie LaBeouf Jr. LaBeouf, Jody with no last name, Dina Katz.
Does that sound familiar?
Emily, what is it, Jody?
No, one of the names sounded like
All right,
a character from something.
Dina Katz.
Oh, it's Eddie
perhaps.
LeBeck from Cheers. Never mind.
There it
That's
is.
what I was thinking.
Emily
Yeah.
Dye, Helen Yang. Victoria. What the fuck is SJ?
You just
Showblow.
moved your glasses like that
God
would
damn,
help.
that's not going to help.
You moved your glasses up and down like there was some
What's going on there? Where's a letter? It's
some
missing a
lack
letter,
of
right?
focus was the problem.
Sjoblom. Renee with no last name. Autumn Yielding. Savannah Sanchez. Your mom gay. Maybe your mom is. Jennifer Elserio. If my mom was, I wouldn't be here. That's impossible.
Well, you might be.
She could have. Well, that been somebody else's mom.
That's what I mean.
Daniel Morris. Dalton Lawrence. Josh with no last name. Gail 10A. Imagine Dragon D's nuts. I will imagine that. Nicholas Springer, Dennis Farrell, Delane, Antoinette Kruger, Bridget Beck, Cassie, Jaguar, Jaguare, Bethany Arthur, Deep Fried Italian, Philip Bustamante, Jessica Hulsey, Heather Shutters, Deontay Holland, Jay Legler, Marion Gonzalez Heltmock, I Live Here. Okay. Pippin P. Peeperton, Erica with no last name, Trent with no last name, Shannon M., Michaela Vorholst, Melissa Stebbins, Sherry O'Farrell, Johnny on the Spot, Joanne Moore, Paul Morenumuk, Tim McCormick, Joanne Luzo, Juliana Cruz, Katie Schmitz, Victoria Honeywild, Tommy Spence, Amanda with no last name, Gina Bernardini, Liz D, Jessica Townsell, Lauren Canizaro, Michael Wetterland, Beth with no last name, Tabitha Buenge, Rob King, Casey with no last name, Nick Smith, Verdante Volpine. What? I didn't get that right. Susan Rampa, Tabitha Nelson, Tom Mackey, Susan with no last name, Elise Rates, Katie Porter, perhaps. I hope it's that one. Don Scarborough, Matt Di Puerto. Is that how it is?
Yeah.
Piarto.
Sounds like a frozen pizza brand.
It's Italian. Jessica Cusack, Joseph Lemaster, Justine Yates, Lycan 90. I don't know what that is. Danielle Ziglevsky, Ziglevsky, Travis Heath, Lisa Justice, Jen with no last name, Sophia McCreary, Carrie with no last name, Simon with no last name, Ed Fox, Brittany Black Will, Denise Flood, Heather Kenny Brook, Rob West, Caleb DeWitt, Kaylee Thomas, Jessica Wysocki, Chiang, J. Ed, Exotic Minivan, that's not a thing, Boot War, Mary Elizabeth, Lauren Ball, or Bell, it's Ball. Lori Ditchfield, Izzy with no last name, B. Boo, Susie Homebody, Gloria, James, that's how I was going to read something. That's Gloria Haywood.
Gloria. That made it sound like a fucking STD
it's
somehow.
It's a disease. I got
Gloria, man. It's bad. It's all over the place.
Rebecca Durr.
Spread to my ass, man. It's the worst.
Pia Thompson. Isaac Watson. Crispy Mittens. I don't know what that is. Christine with no last name. Chad with no last name. Caitlin Morey. Amy Shackelford. Dylan with no last name. Dale Louise. Chris Hamlin. Olivia Wilson. Chris Meerling. Joshua Alberry. Lindy Daly, Bethany Bolt, Kristen Johnson, Tim Rushing, Miguel, James, Miguel, with no last name, Dustin Schroeder, Charles Hickey, Adam Manning, Lone Saturn, I guess that's a star. No, it's not. Benjamin Grundy. I just tried to talk myself into something. I'm going to walk away from it. Kenneth Knox, Charles Horn, Chris Imans, Renee Hopkins, Irma Mulvihill, Davis Vandy Stieg, Lindsay Doherty, Linda Harris, Rella with no last name, Segol with no last name, Trenton Turner, Andrew, what is this? Mac Ritchie. Andrew McRitchie, Katie McCurdy, Vern Resky, Bobby Hagemeister, Jared Hammond, Lisa Yazell, Ashley Ray, Walter with no last name, Tim Brazil, Jared Smith, Ralph with no last name, Sandra Dye, Ashley Bryant, Amanda Kajdan, Missy B with no last name, Elizabeth LaRue, Keegan Vanderpool, Tracy in San Diego, Stephen Farrell. Johnny Batch there was a guy named Batch, right? Taryn
Charlie
Perkins, there he is. Fernando Enrique DeBarros, Chloe Schmidt, Rob Hatfield of the McCoys, James Hinton, Francisco, that's fun to say, Medina, Devin Lehman, Henry T, Michelle with no last name, Kim Robinson, and all of our patrons. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. You spectacular, wonderful, fantastic, handsome, gorgeous, statuesque, beautiful people out there for all that you do for us. We cannot thank you enough. Thank you. If you want to follow us on social media, shutupandgivememurder.com is the place to find everything. Head there. Hang out with us. Keep coming back. Listen to Small Town Murder and Your Stupid Opinions. And live from the Crime and Sports Studios, we will see you next week.
Bye.